Denny's Carpet, First Harrison Bank, Morgan's Auto Salvage, Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services, Prosser Career Education Center. Get ready for the excitement, the rivalries, and the hometown pride. It's Real Country 96.9 WKLO, your home for local sports.
The winter weather has blustered through southern Indiana. We got a lot of snow around the area over the weekend, and the Arctic air has filled in behind it. It has definitely affected the schedules for every school across the area, but tonight we are getting in a basketball game as the girls' basketball regular season wraps up tonight in the Mid-Southern Conference and throughout most of southern Indiana. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to our girls' basketball broadcast in the MSC here on 96.9 WKLO. You can find us streaming online at WKLO969.com. Also on our YouTube channel, WKLO 96.9, as well as on your Alexa. Just say, Alexa, listen to 96.9 WKLO. We welcome you to our Davis Crushstone pregame show tonight as we get you set for this matchup. A team that is tied for 12th in the rankings in Class 2A, the Brownstown Central Lady Braves, with a record of 16-6 overall, 4-2 in the Mid-Southern Conference, are here tonight to take on the North Harrison Lady Cats with a 5-15 record on the season, along with a 2-4 record in Mid-Southern Conference play here inside the Cougar Den on the campus of North Harrison High School here in the town of Ramsey. Brownstown coming into this game, they have been one of the best teams in the conference as per usual under Brandon Allman this season. The Lady Braves are, of course, in year 7 with Coach Allman, and they have a record of 138-53 with him at Brownstown. They're one of 3 teams in the conference with 15 or more wins on the season. They are guaranteed a winning record in conference play, and this is a team that is also second in the league in defensive average this season. The Lady Braves are giving up 39 points per contest, and also, even though they are allowing 39 points, they are scoring 48. They are one of the lower scoring teams in the conference overall. Actually, they're 4th in the league in that category coming in, but still a team that has not been able to score at as high a clip as they would like to, namely because of the fact that they just haven't had their best player and their leader, Sophie Wishmeyer, who tore her ACL earlier this season. Brownstown Central lost her in the Bedford North Lawrence game just before Thanksgiving on November the 25th, a game they won by 12 at home. But even without Wishmeyer, this Brownstown team has grown throughout the year. They've gone 10-5 without her in the lineup. And the good news for Brownstown is they've got a veteran team around her, even though they have been missing her since the beginning of the season. With that torn ACL, her career at Brownstown ended because of that, but others have stepped up in her stead, including their 5'7" senior guard, Harley Topi, who has become one of the better scorers on the team. Hunter Trueblood has become more of a contributor now in the starting lineup after starting the season coming off the bench for Brownstown Central, the 5'4" senior at guard. Jada Miller has definitely created a lot of opportunities, 5'6" senior forward, and then Claire Brock, the tallest player on the team at 6 foot and a junior at forward. Those girls have carried Brownstown throughout the course of the season, and they've been getting more contributions from the likes of Jennings County transfer Ayla Belding, the 5'9" junior, and others off the bench, including Brindley Baker, the 5'7" junior at forward as well. So it's been a collective effort for Brownstown Central without the services of Sophie Wishmeyer. They are also hoping to get Haley Hobson back, their 5'9" senior on the wing, who is probably their second best player on the team behind Wishmeyer. She's been out dealing with injury. They were going to watch for her during the starting lineups tonight to see if she would be able to go tonight. And if she couldn't go, then Brownstown going to try to rest her and get her ready for postseason play next week. Brownstown Central is in 2A sectional 45 over at Austin, and they've got South Ripley on their schedule on Tuesday night in the first game over at Austin at 6 o'clock. South Ripley, a 15-7 record on the year. Brownstown got arguably the toughest draw in the tournament in the top half of the bracket, having to deal with a good South Ripley team in the first round and then potentially having to deal with the Southwestern Hanover Lady Rebels in the semifinals. So Coach Allman's team going to find out what they're made of tonight and going through the postseason as well, with or without Haley Hobson. For North Harrison, they celebrated their senior night last week, not knowing whether they would get this game in tonight. But the good thing is for the Lady Cats, they are able to get this one in. They celebrated their 4 seniors last week with a victory over Clarksville, 67-31. Lady Cats honored Rebecca Griffiths, their 5'3" guard, along with Lillian Burks, their 5'4" guard. And then Carly Chapman, their 6-foot forward, along with Grace Goldman out on the perimeter as well, the 5'10" senior and 1,000-point scorer for North Harrison. All 4 of those girls got their due recognition last week, but this is officially their final home game here in Ramsey tonight against a very good opponent in Brownstown Central. The Lady Cats are going to have to deal with a very patient, deliberate style, while the Lady Cats are going to want to push the tempo up and down the floor. They are going to try to give Brownstown as much as they can as far as fits go. And remember a couple of years ago when the Lady Cats pulled the upset over Brownstown here at home, beating the Lady Braves. They had to hit a whole bunch of threes in that contest, but the good thing for the Lady Cats was they were clicking on all cylinders offensively. That led to their victory then. They're going to need a similar effort here tonight against a very good team here inside the Cougar Den. Had the chance to talk to both teams' head coaches. I talked with Brownstown Central head coach Brandon Allman as well as North Harrison head coach Dakota Brooks. You'll be able to hear from both coaches coming up after the break, starting with Coach Allman as we continue along with our Davis Crush Stone pregame show here from the Cougar Den in Ramsey. Davis Crush Stone located at 8605 Big John Road in DePaul. For all of your crushed stone, lime, and aggregate needs, call Davis Crush Stone at 812-347-2707. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Living with arthritis or an autoimmune condition can be tough, and at Harrison County Hospital, they're here to help. And they're excited to welcome Rachel Waite, APRN, the newest rheumatology specialist. Rachel takes the time to listen, create a treatment plan just for you, and give the support you need to feel your best. Ready to take the next step toward relief? Call her today at 812-734-3800 or learn more at hchin.org/rheumatology. Harrison County Hospital, celebrating 75 years of caring for our community.
We continue along with our Davis Crush Stone pregame show here on 96.9 WKLO. Brownstown Central visiting North Harrison tonight in the last regular season game for both of these teams going into the postseason. And joining us now is Brandon Allman, Brownstown Central head coach. His Lady Braves coming into this matchup tonight. We'll talk about that here momentarily. But Coach Allman, of course, we saw you all back at the beginning of the season, way back in November now when you all played Corridon, and your team was coming off a long volleyball season as it has been over the past few years. So how's the development been for the Lady Braves this season?
You know, we've had some ups and downs along the way. You know, it's our 7th game of the year against BNL. We talked about earlier, Sophie Wishmeyer tore ACL, so that's been a big learning curve for us. You know, we had a stretch there where we played a lot of Silver Creek, Madison twice, Columbus North. All these teams are in the top 50 in the state, and we took some lumps there, but we were in most of those games. So just learning how to compete without her and learn, you know, girls stepping up to take leadership roles and some different roles, scoring the basketball and taking care of the basketball. So hopefully the last couple games have been much better for us. So hopefully we're turning in the right direction come tournament time.
Well, of course, you lose somebody like Sophie who has so much experience. That definitely has an effect on your team. But at the same time, Coach, it's given some others a chance to step up and show what they can do, too.
That's exactly right. You know, we're all about the next person up mentality, and that's what it has to be. And, you know, hopefully it'll, you know, there's always like a double-edged sword, right? There's always the bad, but there's also the good. And that you hit on that, just being able to get some more girls some experience and, you know, hopefully not only not looking past this year at all, but that'll hopefully help in the future as well.
No doubt. Well, of course, I know you all played in the tournament over at Scottsburg there back in December and had some good competition in that tournament. So how did you think that all helped you get ready for this stretch run here in January?
Yeah, you know, something else you always go back. I go back and forth about a lot. So the holiday tournaments, are they really help or not? But they definitely were. We saw a lot of pressure there that we needed to see, and it's helped us. So Columbus North put a ton of pressure on us, pressed us a lot. Madison the same way. So as a coach, I had to find ways to hopefully negate some of that pressure and create opportunities that we didn't turn the ball over as much. So hopefully, once again, we're doing that. And I think our girls' confidence has grown since then as well. So hopefully, you know, trending in the right direction once again at the right time.
No doubt. Well, and I know obviously next week is when the sectional starts. When you saw the draw come out on Sunday, what stood out to you about the draw you got over at Austin?
Well, Well, it's probably the worst draw that we could actually ask for. We're going to have to be 3 teams. If to win a section, we're going to have to be 3 teams that have won over 15 games throughout the season. So, starting with South Ripley, who's, I think, 15-7, and got a really nice ball club led by a girl inside. It's a 1,000-point scorer. And then a Southwestern team that, we played earlier in the season and beat earlier in the season, but that was also with Sophie on our lineup. And, they played a lot of good basketball after the season. And then, something I think gets overlooked in high school basketball is if we're lucky enough to make it to the championship game, most likely we're going to have to play Austin, who's not had a, they're going to probably be able to rest a lot of their players Friday night with the draw that they got. But, beating the home team in a sectional championship on their home floor, I think that's something that gets overlooked a lot. And that's going to be really difficult to be a Rockets environment, a fun environment, but a Rockets environment. And we'll have to be playing our best to be able to win 3 games to win a sectional title.
Yeah, of course, like everybody else, too, you all have been affected by the winter weather that came through with the snow. You all got over a foot up in Jackson County. So not being in the gym, that's, I'm sure, had an effect on your kids, just not being able to get in there with them and work on some things, too.
Yeah, for sure. And you worry about conditioning. You're like, well, if coach is only a couple of days or something like that, you're out 2 or 3 days, whatever. But that's big when you're talking about being in basketball shape and losing, those few days, and girls just laying around at their house doing homework or whatever, that takes a toll on them as well. So not only physically, but also mentally. So we were able to get in the gym yesterday a little bit. So that was good. And hopefully the next couple of days, be able to get in there a few more times.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, of course, you get to this time of year, you want to be in as good a condition as you can be with the circumstances the way they are, especially now. I mean, it's crazy. We're already talking about the postseason now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like every year I do this, it just keeps flying by quicker and quicker. And maybe that's just because there's so much other stuff going on. But, yeah, I can't believe it's already February, and we're talking postseason. And, we're talking about our last game of the regular season against who I think is a good North Harrison team. I know their record doesn't show that. But, they have a 1,000-point scorer, college basketball player. I think the Brown girl also. That's talking about Goldman there, but I think the Brown girl is also going to be a college basketball player. And Chapman's 6 foot. They got a lot of size. And they girls can score, so we're gonna have to figure out how not to let that happen tonight.
Well, I was going to ask you too about your matchup with North Harrison tonight. As you look at the style of play that the Lady Cats present and what challenges they present besides the height, of course, what stands out to you about this team?
Well, they shoot a ton of threes as well, and that happened a couple years ago. We came down here, and I think they were a 6-win team, and I told our girls on a scout report and in our walkthroughs that they're the best 6-win team in the state. And I honestly believe that. And come over here, and the girl hit 9 threes on us, and they shot the ball really well, and we ended up getting beat. And good thing about that win was it catapulted our run to a state runner-up finish. So, that's what I'm worried about tonight. The Brown girl, the Goldman girl, number 5 also, just another girl who can really shoot the basketball, and they shoot a ton of them. And the other thing you worry about when they're missing is long rebounds, and with their length and some of their size, get offensive rebound putbacks. So, hopefully we're going to be able to get out and pressure their shooters and rebound the basketball. And I think if we can do those things, we'll be all right tonight.
Well, as far as health goes for the Lady Braves, I mean, obviously you mentioned Sophie being out, but as far as the rest of the team goes, how does that look coming into tonight?
No, we're all good for the most part. I know Hobson, one of our starters, she's questionable to go tonight. She's going to warm up and see how it felt. We're not going to press the issue too much. Just rather have her for next week and going forward. And, like we talked about, have other girls step up tonight and fill her void if she's not able to go.
All right, sounds good. Coach Allman, as always, thanks so much for taking the time for the talk. You and the Lady Braves have a good game here on the road tonight in North Harrison.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Brandon Allman joining us, Brownstown Central head coach, with us in our Davis Crushstone pregame show. We've got Coach Brooks coming up on the other side of the break as you're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
We continue along with our Davis Crushstone pregame show right here on 96.9 WKLO. Last girls basketball game of the regular season for the North Harrison Lady Cats tonight, as head coach Dakota Brooks joins us now. The Lady Cats getting ready to host Brownstown Central, and we'll get to the matchup here momentarily, but with the Mid-Southern Conference tonight. And Dakota, of course, going back to last couple weeks here, of course, last week you had the Corydon game on Tuesday night, turned around Thursday night, had senior night with Clarksville coming in. So coming off the Corydon game, how did you think the team responded from that and what they were able to do on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like we talked about Tuesday, we had some things we can go back and watch the film and get better with. And we did that. And the girls came out Thursday and responded really well. It was kind of an odd night being obviously the senior night, honoring those girls, and couldn't be more proud of those four and kind of the time that they put in and just through the years of what they've given back to North Harrison basketball. But like I said, they responded really well. Plus, we didn't play a JV game, so it was kind of odd. But we played good and got the win on our home court, which is always nice to be back in that win column, especially obviously on senior night and being at home. I was really proud of them, and we talked about being battle tested in that Corydon game and taking what we could from that and moving on and come to find out that could be a potential sectional opponent with us getting the bye and moving to Friday. So.
Yeah, well, and of course, Clarksville coming in, I know they've kind of had their ups and downs, but they've been a team at times that's been able to compete against some of the better teams on their schedule. Coach Carmichael's done a good job with them, so you knew that it could be a challenging matchup going in on Thursday. Yeah,
absolutely. They have some nice players, and you mentioned Coach Carmichael, and she's done a great job over there at Clarksville in the last couple of years. And, she got their guard, number 11, is a very nice player. She kind of gave us some fits there, and we made some adjustments, and like I said, did all the right things to come out with a win that night. But like I said, it's just another good test for our team, and just continue to improve and hopefully be playing our best basketball next week.
And, of course, when you have a senior night, Dakota, as you know, it can be an emotional night, too. So sometimes it takes a couple of minutes to kind of get things going in the right manner as far as the emotions go. But how did you think the girls handled that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, it's just one of those – it's an emotional night. There's the ceremonies. Not only that, with that going on, we didn't have the JV game. And, so just a variety of different outside distractions and stuff. But, we talked about that leading up to the game, and we talked about it before the game, halftime, and just kind of keeping focused on what our goal was, obviously, to come out with a win that night. And the girls kept their head down and played how they should, and we executed very well, and it was a good night. So.
And you got a chance to honor four really good individuals on this team, too. Obviously, they've contributed to the basketball program, but they've been great around the school as students and just as people in general. So what has this group of seniors meant to you here in your first year at North Harrison?
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, all the things that they've given back to North Harrison basketball and not just basketball, but, they're great kids, all of them. They're a part of different clubs at school. They're all academics. They work hard in the classroom. And they all contribute in the community, do a variety of different sports as well, and just all around good kids. And I told them, obviously, being my first group of seniors, and you don't forget a whole lot of the players that you coach. Sometimes a gift and a curse for us coaches, but I told the girls that I would definitely remember that group of girls and all that they've done. They've helped me along this journey. So very grateful to have them as a solid group to start out with.
Well, and of course tonight too, you have with the weather and everything. Now you get your last regular season game in tonight with Brownstown, and so as you look at this matchup with the Lady Braves, what stands out to you about what this team brings to the table?
Yeah, I mean, they're a solid team. Obviously, Coach Allman has a good track record, and he's done a good job in his time there at Brownstown. And I think they just got off of going to the state finals, and they've played a tough schedule, and I think their record speaks to how good of a team they are. I know they lost one of their starters there earlier in the season, but I don't think they've really skipped a beat. Watching some of the film and. It'll be a tough test for us tonight. Obviously, any conference game if you're in the MSC is always a tough night for anybody. It's arguably one of the best conferences in the state. But, I think we've talked when we have been able to practice this week. We've talked about their personnel, but I think just kind of limiting Top and her touches, and she definitely is a really good point guard, and just kind of controlling her and execute our game plan on the offensive end, but defensively, getting those quick one shot and out opportunities for us and not giving up second opportunities for them, and like I said, just executing what we've talked about this week on defense, and I think we'll be all right.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Looking to update your floors? Denny's Carpet in Corden has been your local expert for over 35 years. From cozy carpets to durable hardwoods and stylish vinyl, they have it all and at prices you love. With top-notch customer service and affordable options, they make it easy to transform your space. Plus, enjoy special discounts on select flooring. Stop by or call 812-738-8466 off Highway 62 in Corden. Denny's Carpet, because they know quality and affordability matter.
Real country, pure country. 96.9 WKLO, Hardinsburg, Corydon, Paoli.
Let's meet tonight's starters. First for Brownstown Central, 16-6 on the season, average or a 4-2 record in the Mid-Southern Conference. They are going to go with their lineup tonight of Harley Topey, 5'7" and a senior at guard. Hunter Trueblood at 5'4" and a senior will be the second guard. The third guard, the Jennings County transfer, Ayla Belding at 5'9" and a junior. She will be the third guard tonight. The forwards will be Jada Miller, 5'6" and a senior, and Claire Brock at 6 foot and a junior will be the other forward. Brandon Allman, the head coach, the Lady Braves record with him in his 7th season, 138-53 for the Brownstown Central graduate. For North Harrison at 5-15 overall, 2-4 in the Mid-Southern. They will go with Lillian Burbs at guard at 5'4" and a senior. Bree Beach will be the second guard. She is 5'4" and a junior. The third guard, Olivia Brown at 5'9" and a junior. The forwards, Carly Chapman, a senior at 6 foot. And obviously you also have the leading scorer on the team in Grace Goldman. The Lady Cats leader, 5'10" and a senior, will be the other forward here tonight. The Lady Cats head coach Dakota Brooks, he is in his first season at North Harrison, and their record is 5-15. Brownstown on the road, black uniforms, gray letters and numbers. Brownstown arced over the number on the front of the jersey, Central below the number. The ball is tipped to Lillian Burks, and she travels with it at midcourt. Lady Cats will be going away from us here from the east balcony here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey, while Brownstown will be coming toward us. Lady Braves have the red trim around the numbers, the Bravehead logo on the back of the jersey above the number. They also have the red, gray, and white speckles going down the side of the uniform as Harley Topey makes a rare miscue, throwing it out of bounds into the left corner behind her intended target, which was Hunter Trueblood. So it will be a turnover back to North Harrison now. The Lady Braves also have the gray trim around the collar and the shoulder. And North Harrison, the home white uniforms, blue letters and numbers trimmed in the blue. Lady Cats arced over the number on the front of the jersey, blue trim around the collar. The blue stripe going down the side of the uniform with the Lady Cat head on the shorts on both sides below the hip and behind on the back of the jersey above the number as well. Carly Chapman gets it left elbow over to Burke's right wing, down to the corner to Brown. Her three hits the rim, won't go. Carly Chapman able to grab the rebound in front of the basket. Around it goes to Beach, to Golden left wing, right side to Burks, down to the baseline to Brown. Ball got deflected. Olivia saved it before falling out of bounds out to Beach on the left perimeter. Up to Chapman, then to Goldman. Long three straight away. That rimmed in and out. Rebound tapped away, and Ayla Belding comes out of there with it for Brownstown. Coach Allman has seen more than enough already, and he's going to call a timeout for the Lady Braves. 7:02 to go, first quarter of play. We're still scoreless on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Are tax season blues getting you down? Well, worry no more. Introducing Jiffy Tax Shack, your go-to destination for hassle-free tax filing. At Jiffy Tax Shack, they make tax filing a breeze. Experienced team of tax professionals can ensure you get every deduction you deserve. Fast, accurate, and affordable. That's the Jiffy Tax Shack promise. No more stressing over complicated forms or endless paperwork. Your refund is just a visit away. Jiffy Tax Shack in Tazewell, where taxes are made simple. Call 812-338-3258. Don't forget to ask if you qualify for the earner income tax credit.
7:02 remaining in the first quarter. We are scoreless here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey. Winter weather has been all around southern Indiana, but we are able to get this game in tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to get the rest of the games in as far as the boys and girls go this weekend. Brownstown circles it around the perimeter out of the timeout to Miller on the right wing, down low, and there's Hunter Trueblood. She gets it on the right side and lays it off the glass. It bounced off the rim and in to make it 2-0 Lady Braves. They'll show a zone defense in the half court. Beach down to Chapman along the left baseline, out to Goldman straight away, over to Burks right wing, down to the corner to Brown, dribbles toward the basket, stops, pulls up for a floater, and she gets that one to roll around the rim from 8 feet. Olivia gives the Lady Cats their first points and ties it at 2-all with 6:24 to go here in the opening quarter. Up the floor, Topi with it right side, bounces it to Belding on the wing. Goldman all over her, and Grace is going to be called for a foul across the wrist there. Foul on Grace Goldman, the leading scorer for the Lady Cats. That'll be her first and the team's first of the night as well. 6:17 to go, opening quarter. Trueblood, the inbound to Belding above the volleyball line right. Topi now has it near the half-court circle, back right side to Belding. She'll take it into the middle of the front court, then gives it up to Jada Miller. Actually, that's Claire Brock on the left side. Down low after going to Topi, she tried to go inside, and the ball went right through Ayla Belding's hands under the basket. So it will belong to North Harrison on the second turnover for Brownstown in the first 2 minutes.
Both teams playing quite well right now overall, though. They're both very patient.
Considering how much time they've been out of the gym, it's actually not bad so far. Beach fires a three left wing. That bounces off the rim. Chapman, weak side rebound on the right baseline. Out to the wing to Burks. Over to Goldman. Left side to Beach. Another three. This one bounces off the rim twice. Rebound bounces, and Harley Topi comes out of there with it for the Lady Braves. Up the floor, it is Miller firing a three left wing. That one's tapped back. Goldman gets it at the free throw line. So Jada Miller trying to fire a three from the left corner. Couldn't get that to go off the ball movement. Chapman has it in the left wing in the front court. Chapman hands it to Goldman, and Grace will take it between the circles. To Burks right side. Down to Beach. Baseline to Brown. Kicks it out left wing. There's a three open for Goldman, and Grace dials it up from long distance. That three-pointer makes it now a 5-2 North Harrison lead. 5:03 remaining here in the opening quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Here from the Cougar Den in Ramsey, it is Topi with it in the front court right side. Throws a pass to Brock on the wing. Goes through her hands. Goldman has it. Grace races it into the paint on the other end. Layup misses off the rim. Chapman there for the putback off the back of the rim and sticks it in.
Nice board.
Carly Chapman with the offensive rebound basket makes it 7-2. 4:37 remaining here in the first quarter. Topi taking it down into the paint. Drops it off for Brock. But a foul was going to be whistled on the Lady Cats as Topi was driving it into the paint. Lillian Burks is going to be called for the reach-in here. That'll be the first on the senior, team's second early. 4:35 remaining here in the opening quarter. 7-2 North Harrison on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Topi, the inbounder from the R and I of Harrison on the right baseline, right below us. Looks inside, now goes to Belding on the elbow, throws a pass to Trueblood, that's stolen by Burks. Over to Beach right wing, throws a pass too high for Goldman, who's driving in. Burks got the steal. However, she is going to get the foul. Ayla Belding was the one who took it away from Beach on the pass intended for Goldman, who was cutting down the right side of the lane. The foul on Lillian Burks. That's two quick ones on her now, and that'll be the team's third here in the opening quarter from the Cougar Den in Ramsey. 4:22 left here in the opening quarter. Topi with it into the front court, has it top of the key. Right, left wing to Belding, drives inside. Ball gets stripped away. Goldman takes it. Chapman actually was the one who got the steal technically, but Goldman was the one who knocked it away. Grace throws it front court, right to left to Beach, down to the corner base or bounce pass to Burks, back out to Beach between the circles, around right side to Goldman. To Beach up top, back to Burks, then to the baseline to Olivia Brown. Straight away to Bree Beach, back over to Goldman on the right side. She'll circle it up top, pass it off to Beach left to the top of the key. Down to Burks now left wing. To Beach right side, straight away to Burks, to Goldman. 3 on the way from the left wing. Bury that one again.
Oh.
Grace Goldman with a pair of trays early against this Brownstown zone. It's 10-2 with 3.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. It is Trueblood getting it on the handoff from Topi left wing, goes top of the key to Miller. Down to the right side, Topi takes it baseline, circles it back out to Trueblood. 3 left wing, misses that one long. Chapman fighting for the rebound underneath, but it goes out of bounds off of Claire Brock of Brownstown Central with 3:21 to go here in the opening quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. It'll be 3:21 to go in the opening quarter. The Lady Cats go to the bench. Adele Emmons checks in, replacing Carly Chapman in there. Lady Cats otherwise keep the rest of their starting 5 out on the floor. They circle it around the perimeter right side. Adele Emmons got it, gave it to Burks, went through her hands, but she recovers at the volleyball line on that right side. Left side to Beach, back to Burks, into Emmons above the right corner. Looks baseline for Goldman, finally bounces it to Grace, takes a dribble, swings it out to Burks, to Beach left side, to Goldman in the high post. She turns, kicks it to Brown, corner 3 left side is up. That one's off the back of the rim. Burks, though, gets the rebound, fakes, goes up, shot too strong. Rebound tipped around left side to Brown, back out front to Beach with it. Beach has it, 3 between the circles to Adele Emmons on the right side, back to Beach, left side now to Burks. Burks gives it back to Beach, right at the top of the key, left wing to Lillian. Down to the corner to Brown, drives it on Topi, gets cut off, kicks it back out to Goldman in the left corner with 2:25 to go in the opening quarter. Burks gets it, goes to Beach, and she buries a straightaway 3 from the top of the arc. All of a sudden, it's 13-2 North Harrison. Brandon Allman's worst nightmare is coming to reality right now. 2:10 to go here in the opening quarter. Topi with it to Miller on the left perimeter. Miller fakes the pass inside, straight away to Brock. She fires a 3. That one's short front of the rim. Rebound goes off of Lillian Burks as it caroms into the North Harrison bench out of bounds. And it will be Brownstown basketball. Brownstown will control it. Inbound will come from Hunter Trueblood right in front of the Lady Cats bench. Gets it to Miller in the corner, down low to Brock. Gets a shot over Goldman, missed it, rebound, fought for it. Brock gets it back, goes back up a second time and lays it off the glass good from the left side of the basket. First 2 for Claire Brock. The lead is trimmed to 13-4 in favor of North Harrison on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard with 1:38 left here in the opening quarter. Circle it around. Emmons has it right side, gives it up to Burks near her. Over left side to Beach. Down to the wing it goes to Goldman. Back up top to Beach, to Burks. Back to Beach. Then Goldman outside the left elbow on the free throw line. Turns, throws up a shot, missed it off the glass. Wouldn't go, and Trueblood is able to gather the rebound on the right side of the lane. Up the floor now to Topi. Topi drives it into the paint, goes inside, scoop layup off the glass, and it rolls in for Harley Topi. Her first 2 of the night. 13-6. Brownstown has trimmed that deficit down to 7. We get down to the final minute of this opening quarter here from the Cougar Den in Ramsey. Up the floor, Emmons gets it from Burks, goes back to Lillian half court, over to Beach right side, baseline to Goldman, straight away to Lillian Burks. Back left wing to Adele Emmons. Burks gets it again, around to Beach, right wing 3, pulls the trigger, too strong back of the rim. Claire Brock gets in there to grab the rebound for the Lady Braves. Gives it to Topi. She works it up the floor right side, has it at the volleyball line with Emmons on her. Lady Cats showing a trap. Trueblood gets it right wing, high post to Miller on the left elbow. She turns, almost got a jump ball force there. Backs it out, drives in, ball loose, poked away. Brock gets it in the lane. Brock fires up a shot from 10 feet. It rims around and goes down for Claire Brock, who has 4 now, and the lead is trimmed back to 13-8 with 17 seconds left here in the opening quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Burks takes it right side, throws a pass intended for Brown left side. Topi steals it, left the layup off the side of the rim, only for Brown to grab the rebound. Throws it up the floor to Goldman. 2 seconds, 1 second. Grace fires a 30-footer, misses it off the back of the rim right side to close out. the first quarter of play. 13-8 the score on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard as North Harrison leads Brownstown Central. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
For generations, Prosser has been at the heart of our community. We need you. The Prosser Alumni Association helps seniors who need transitional support, guiding them into jobs or career path and giving them the resources to succeed. Students can apply for scholarships in January at prosseralumni.org. Alumni, join us now. Be a member, donate, or sponsor and help mold the next generation of leaders. Visit prosseralumni.org. Prosser. Skills today, success tomorrow.
13-8, North Harrison leading Brownstown Central on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard here from the Cougar Den in Ramsey, along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Lady Cats 5 out of 15 shooting, including 3 of 10 from behind the arc in that first quarter, while Brownstown went 4 of 9 overall, but 0 for 3 from the outside. Thank you for joining us tonight here on 96.9 WKLO, streaming on WKLO969.com, as well as WKLO 96.9 on YouTube and on your Alexa device as well. Foul out of the quarter break. Harley Topi drove it left side, handed it to Charlie Garrison, and she drew a foul on Bree Beach of the Lady Cats. That foul on Bree, the junior, that'll be her first, team's first of the quarter. Just 10 seconds into the second quarter, 13-8 North Harrison, leading on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Topi has it between the circles, dribbles left side, passes it up top to Claire Brock. Brock out there with Garrison, who, as Brock fires a 17-footer right side, pretty much airballed it. I don't think she got much of the rim, if she did at all. It goes out of bounds to North Harrison. Jada Miller is out there along with Ayla Belding, as well as Harley Topi, Charlie Garrison, who is a 5'3 sophomore, and Claire Brock. So 4 of the 5 starters still on the floor. Pass up the floor to Beach on the right side, gives it to Chapman, top of the key. Back to Grace Goldman. Adele Emmons also out there with Olivia Brown, I should say, for the Lady Cats. Goldman gets it left side, bounces it to Emmons, half-court circle. Adele over to Grace now, right side. Back to Emmons between the circles. Right side to Grace, down to the corner now to Olivia Brown. Inside to Chapman on the right block. Kicks it straight away to Emmons, around to Beach, left wing 3. Bingo! Bree Beach with the tray, her 6th point, and all of a sudden the lead back to 8 at 16-8 with 6:53 to go here in the second quarter.
Love their patience tonight. They're very patient with the ball. They're working it, and they're finding their open counterpart there, or the player.
Here is Brownstown with it. It's Topi getting it on the left side. She dribbles out to the half-court circle, passes to Garrison on the left wing, down to the corner to Belding, and she knocks down a 3. Ayla Belding with the tray there. First perimeter shot the Lady Braves have connected on tonight. Makes it 16-11 with 6:24 to go here in the second. Brown up the floor to Chapman, left side, threw it to Emmons. Ball goes through her hands. Somehow Grace Goldman got there in the right corner to pick it up. Tries to get it out of there, but Dakota Brooks calls timeout as Belding and Miller had Goldman sandwiched in that right corner. 6:14 to go second quarter. North Harrison leading 16-11 over Brownstown Central. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
At First Harrison, the Banking Butler is more than just a banking app. It's who we are. It's a level of service we've delivered for more than 130 years. If you need to borrow money for a home loan, car loan, even loans for boats, RVs, you name it, First Harrison Bank will get you competitive rates with fast, local decisions. Apply online at firstharrison.com. The Banking Butler. It's who we are. Keep it easy. Keep it local. First Harrison Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
6:14 remaining here in the second quarter here on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. It's North Harrison leading Brownstown Central 16-11. Led by as much as 11 in that opening quarter of play. Brownstown cut the lead down before the end of the quarter. Inbound from Adele Emmons to Bree Beach. Back to Adele on the right sideline. Up to the wing now to Goldman, to Brown, top of the key. Dribbles inside the arc, out to Goldman. Long three right side. Missed everything on that. And it trickles out of bounds back to Brownstown Central.
Grace just smiled and clapped and said, oh, well. That happens every once in a while.
6 minutes to go, second quarter, 16-11. Goldman with 6 points on the night so far. Her and Beach, the co-leaders in scoring. Up the floor now, Topi to Belding on the right wing. Back to Harley Topi below us in the right corner. Topi dribbles out to the wing now, kicks it over to Belding. Left side three on the way, and she rattles that one in. All of a sudden, Ayla Belding, I'll get it right eventually. She gets her second tray. She's got 6. And the lead has been cut all the way down to 2 for the Lady Braves against the Lady Cats. And a turnover. Beach throwing to Emmons. It goes through her hands to Harley Topi. Drives it to the right side, and she's going to draw contact on the Lady Cats coming up here. Foul on Bree Beach. That's going to be 2 now on Bree here in the quarter. Team second as well. Inbound will come from Charlie Garrison once play resumes. Adele Emmons is out, and Olivia Brown also checking out. Lillian Burks with 2 fouls back in there. So it's Beach, Adele Emmons, Carly Chapman, and Grace Goldman on the floor for the Lady Cats. Garrison looking to inbound, finally does. Top of the arc to Topi. She'll get it down to Belding in the left corner, tries to throw inside to Brock, but Lillian Burke steps in the way to steal it. Lillian races it up the floor, crosses the timeline a little slower there, right side, bounces to Lucy Flickner, who's in there for the first time for North Harrison. Lucy, of course, is a sophomore at 5'4" and a guard. Lady Cats have it to Beach on the left side, baseline to Chapman. Carly gets it out straight away to Burks. Looked at the three, decided to drive right and pitch it over to Flickner on the wing. Flickner, elbow to Goldman, down low to Chapman.
Nice
she got open. She missed the layup left side, gets it back, goes up, and draws contact on the putback attempt. Carly will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. The foul on Brownstown Central comes at 4:47 to go here in the second quarter. 16-14 North Harrison. The foul on Harley Topi of the Lady Braves. That will be her first, and that will be the team's first of the night as well.
Goldman made a really good quick pass to get that to her. She just missed the shot, but she made up for it with the free throw there. But
that one rattled around, went halfway down, came out, and then popped back through again for Chapman. And we don't have the updated statistics necessarily, but she came in about 52% at the line, 16-31 on the season. She's got her third point as she gets that first free throw to stay down. The second one, however, off the back of the rim. Jada Miller gets the rebound right side for Brownstown Central. Races it up the floor now, takes it to the right wing, kicks it into the corner. Open three for Belding, left it off the side of the rim, but Charlie Garrison gets in there to get the rebound, kicks it out for a 3 straight away. To Belding again, missed that one. Garrison with another rebound out to Belding on the left wing. Tried to go down low to Brock on the left block. She got tangled up with Flickner. The ball goes past her, and Lillian Burks is able to pick it up, go the other way with it. To Beach left wing, threw it back to Burks, and then it's stolen. Ayla Belding comes away with it. Over to Hunter Trueblood at the top of the arc. Trueblood with it, gives it out straight away to Belding. 3 is an air ball from the left to the top of the key, out of bounds. So it'll be North Harrison basketball up by 3, 17-14, 4:07 to go, just about the halfway point of the second quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Chapman is out. Paisley Book is in for the first time for the Lady Cats here this evening. Paisley is a 5'10", junior at forward. And as Grace Goldman has to get both shoes tied, that gives the teams a little bit of a chance to catch their breath without a timeout. Hunter Trueblood, Ayla Belding, Jada Miller, along with Charlie Garrison, and also Claire Brock on the floor for Brownstown Central. North Harrison, on the other hand, has Lillian Burks, Bree Beach, Grace Goldman, Paisley Book, and Lucy Flickner on the court for the Lady Cats. Goldman up the right sideline to Flickner into the front court. Up top against Burks. She gets it, goes over right side to Goldman. Brownstown showing press out of the break there. Lady Cats have done a good job against it. Flickner throws a deflected pass. Trueblood got a piece of that to Burks at half court. Then over left wing to Beach. Up top, Burks with it, over to Flickner on the right. Flickner dribbles down toward the corner, kicks it back out to Burks, to Beach. High post to Goldman, drives it left block, kicks it back out to Bree on the left arc. Back straight away to Burks between the circles to Beach. Left wing. How about another one for Bree Beach?
What a shot.
It may be chilly outside, but it's still sunny on the beach here inside the Cougar Den. 3:20 and counting second quarter, 20-14 North Harrison in front of the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. It's Trueblood over to Garrison, left wing to Brock now, coming up to get it. Drives it down low to the left block, missed the shot off the right side of the rim. Flickner with the weak side rebound for the Lady Cats. Up the floor now to Goldman, straight into the front court, over to Burks, right side. To Flickner between the circles, back to Lillian Burks on the right. Left side to Beach, took a couple of dribbles and then threw a wide pass to Burks. She caught it and then gave it back to Flickner on the right side. Back to Burks, around to Beach, takes it down to the corner, and as she did, the foot kind of got tangled up a little bit. She's going to be called for a travel with 2:47 to go till halftime. Brownstown will send Jada Miller and Charlie Garrison to the bench as Harley Topi returns to action. And it looks like we had a first-time Lady Brave in there as well. Try to identify who that is here in a moment. Brock gets it from Trueblood on the right block from the wing and turns around, draws contact, and a foul. Brownstown going with Brinley Baker out on the court. She's a 5'7" junior playing it forward. She's in for the first time tonight. Foul will be on Paisley Book of the Lady Cats, her first, team's third. Free throws coming up for Brock. First one on the way. She gets that one to go down. Claire Brock has her 5th point of the night. And Brownstown trims that deficit back to 20-15 with 2:36 to go here in the second quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Brock's second free throw rims around and pops in. 20-16. Flickner is out. Olivia Brown back in for North Harrison, joining Paisley Book, Bree Beach, as well as Grace Goldman and Lillian Burks. Goldman gets the inbound against the 2-2-1 full court press. Burks throws it up the floor to Brown. To Book down the middle, lays it up, missed it. It hit the back rim, rolled off the front rim, and the rebound in front of the rim to Brinley Baker. Up the floor now, Topi gets it, takes it top of the key, dribbles to the right elbow, gets it to Brock on the left side of the lane. She turns, throws up a shot. It hits the rim 3 times and bounces in off the front to give Claire Brock her 8th point of the night. The lead is down to 2 again at 20-18. Beach throws a bad pass. Topi steps in the way of Burks at midcourt. Layup is blocked. Goldman got a piece of that, and the rebound underneath. Beach trying to compete for the rebound with Brinley Baker. The jump ball gives the possession arrow over to North Harrison. 2 minutes to go in the half. 20-18 Lady Cats in front. Beach gets it from Goldman. Goes back to Grace right side across the timeline to Burks. Down to the corner to Brown on the right side. Takes it down low. Throws up a shot. Got it blocked. Burks somehow gets the rebound. The long rebound out on near the perimeter. They work it around left to right. And there's Goldman with a long 3 from the left wing. How about Beach finding her open over there to make it 23-18 with a minute and a half to go till halftime.
Shooting the ball quite well tonight from the outside.
Well, they've made 3 out of 4 from behind the arc in this quarter. They're 6 out of 14 for the night now. Topi has it left side, skips it over to Trueblood on the left side at the volleyball spike line. Trueblood to Topi above the spike line on the right this time. Back to the wing to Trueblood, down to the corner to Belding. Dribbles, kicks it back out to Trueblood, to Brock at the free throw line. Turns, forces up a awkward shot, misses off the glass. Left side rebound to Olivia Brown. With a minute to go here in the quarter. Up to Goldman left side on the front court. Tosses it over to Beach on the right side. Bounce pass to Burks in the corner. She'll take it out to the half-court circle from that right side. Bounce to Brown outside the left elbow. She gets the pass knocked away. Topi with the knockaway. The steal to Brock, though. Up the floor now to Trueblood in the left corner. Up to the wing now to... Well, Topi missing a 3 after she got it from Baker on that left wing. It was a long 3 that rolled off the rim. Rebound to Brown, who brings it up the floor to Goldman, left side. Grace takes it over right side to Beach. Bree Beach is on fire in this quarter.
Wow.
She's made all 3 of her trays. 12 now for Bree. 18 seconds to go in the quarter. The lead is back to 8 again at 26-18. It's not just the great equalizer, it's a great distancer as well if you can knock down those perimeter shots. Trueblood has it left wing. She'll line up a 3. That one rimmed out on her. Rebound under the basket goes to Baker. And she turns around, gets a shot up and in to close out the first half on that left side. Well, Brownstown trims the lead back to 6 going into halftime. 26-20. It's North Harrison leading the Lady Braves here at the halftime break. Here from the Cougar Den in Ramsey. We'll step aside now and come back with our halftime report on the other side of the break. We'll have first half stats and analysis, and if we have time, we'll try to update you on what else is going on around the area this evening as well. On the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, it's North Harrison leading Brownstown Central in this Mid-Southern Conference matchup 26-20. You're listening to coverage of North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Hi, this is John Bender. Cooler weather, it's on its way. The Department of Energy says a properly insulated home can save you up to 20% off your heating and cooling expense. So make sure your home is properly insulated this fall. The Owens Corning ProCat loose-fill insulation system makes it quick and affordable to properly insulate your home. You can do it yourself, or we can recommend a contractor to help you. Learn how easy you can add insulation with the ProCat insulation system by visiting us at Bender Lumber, local people serving local needs for over 90 years.
Living with arthritis or an autoimmune condition can be tough, and at Harrison County Hospital, they're here to help, and they're excited to welcome Rachel Waite, APRN, the newest rheumatology specialist. Rachel takes the time to listen, create a treatment plan just for you, and give the support you need to feel your best. Ready to take the next step toward relief? Call her today at 812-734-3800 or learn more at hchin.org/rheumatology. Harrison County Hospital, celebrating 75 years of caring for our community.
Are you looking for top quality Crestone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crestone in DePaul. At Davis Crestone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Crestone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crestone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Halftime is here inside the Cougar Den on the campus of North Harrison High School in Ramsey. And it has been a pretty good half, all things considered, for the North Harrison Lady Cats. Brownstown got on the board with an early basket for Hunter Trueblood, and then a three-point basket for Bree Beach got the Lady Cats on the board, and they went on a 13-0 run before Brownstown countered with a 6-0 run. The Lady Cats have been able to keep the Lady Braves behind them ever since they took the lead there in that first quarter of play. Brownstown has cut it to 2 on a couple of occasions. The North Harrison has been able to provide a little bit of breathing room here at the halftime break here in the Cougar Den in Ramsey. A little cool inside the building tonight with the school being shut down this week from classes. North Harrison closed again tomorrow to classes. Will be on another e-learning day tomorrow. Brownstown Central, meanwhile, is on a 2-hour delay as things stand right now for Friday classes. Most schools have been out. I don't think every school around the area has been out this week in some form or fashion. DuBois County schools seem to be getting back a little quicker than most over at Jasper in that territory, but most schools have been out of session all week, and a lot of schools are going to continue that tomorrow as well. But we're glad to have some basketball tonight, finally getting back to the hardwood as North Harrison has the lead 26-20 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, led by as many as 11 at 13-2 there in that first half, and have maintained that lead here at halftime. Alongside our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Let's take a look at tonight's first half scoring, and we begin with the visiting Brownstown Central Lady Braves. The leader for the Lady Braves has been Claire Brock in scoring so far. She has 8 points so far through the first 2 quarters of play. Brock got a couple of baskets there in the latter stages of the first quarter. She then knocked down a couple of free throws in the second, along with another basket for 2. Brock has 8 points to her credit so far for Brownstown Central here in the first half. Ayla Belding was able to drill a couple of threes there in the second quarter. She's got 6 points so far for Brownstown here in the first 2 quarters of play. Harley Topi and Hunter Trueblood, both with baskets there in the first quarter. Topi got hers on a run out off of a fast break, and Trueblood got hers right out of the gate early on. So Topi and Trueblood both have 2 points for Brownstown Central. And then Brenley Baker off an offensive rebound was able to score a basket there late in the second quarter, right before halftime. Baker has 2 points so far. Jada Miller and Charlie Garrison have both seen time for the Lady Braves, and neither of them have scored so far. Brownstown a little limited with injuries. They are not playing Haley Hobson tonight, the 5'9 senior who is out with an ankle injury, and they've already lost their best player, their leader, Sophie Wishmeyer, to a torn ACL on November 25th in a win over Bedford North Lawrence at home. Lady Braves have shot the ball okay, not great so far, but considering that they really haven't been in the gym much this week, they've done okay. They were 4 out of 9 shooting in the first quarter and 4 out of 13 in the second quarter. In total, the Lady Braves made 8 out of 22 shots from the floor in the first half, 36%. They were 0 for 3 from behind the arc in the first quarter, 2 of 7 in the second, a total of 2 out of 10 from long range in that first half, good for 20%. And their only 2 free throws were Claire Brock's free throws in the second quarter. She made both for Brownstown Central. As far as North Harrison goes, Bree Beach is the leading scorer for everybody tonight. She has 12 points so far. Bree made 1 out of 3 from behind the arc in the first quarter, and then she made all 3 of her trays in the second quarter. Beach with 12 on the contest. Definitely one of her best scoring games so far here in the first half. Grace Goldman has 9 in the first 2 quarters of play, made a couple of trays in the first quarter, then another one in the second quarter. Carly Chapman, 3 points for her in the first half. She got a basket for 2 off of an offensive rebound there in the first quarter, and then knocked down 1 out of 2 free throws in the second. So Chapman has 3. Olivia Brown, a basket for 2 off a nice teardrop there from the right baseline in the first quarter. She's got 2 points for the Lady Cats. Lillian Burks, Adele Emmons, Lucy Flickner, and Paisley Book have all seen time, but none of them have scored. The Lady Cats struggled with their shooting in the first quarter, 5 out of 15 early on before improving to 4 out of 8 in the second quarter. So they've knocked down 9 out of 23 from the floor for 39%. They have struggled to make their 2s, but they are making their 3s at a pretty high clip. 3 of 10 in the first quarter, 4 out of 5 in the second quarter. North Harrison ends up 7 out of 15 for 47% in the first 2 quarters from behind the arc. And they were 1 out of 2 on Carly Chapman's free throws in the first half for 50%. It was 13-8 North Harrison at the end of the first quarter. The Lady Cats barely won the second quarter, though, 13-12, and take the 26-20 lead here at halftime in a game that's featured 1 tie and 1 lead change as well. It was tied at 2 early on, and then North Harrison proceeded to put up 11 more unanswered to make it a 13-0 run early and get up 13-2. Which was their largest advantage in the first half at 11 over Brownstown Central. Taking a look at the rebounding so far, the Lady Braves have won that category 10-8 over the Lady Cats. Brownstown has 10 rebounds, 4 of those on the offensive end. Charlie Garrison has 2 rebounds, both of those offensive. Claire Brock and Brenley Baker both had 2 rebounds. Each had 1 offensive rebound in the first 2 quarters. Harley Topi, Hunter Trueblood, Ayla Belding, and Jada Miller all had 1 defensive rebound for the Lady Braves, who had 10 total rebounds in that first half. For North Harrison, 8 rebounds, 4 of those on the offensive glass. Carly Chapman, the leading rebounder for the Lady Cats, all of her rebounds were offensive boards in that first half. Olivia Brown, 2 rebounds for her, both defensive. Lillian Burks grabbed an offensive rebound in that first half, and then Grace Goldman and Lucy Flickner both had defensive rebounds. 8 rebounds for North Harrison. Both teams had problems with turnovers in the first 2 quarters. Brownstown gave it up 11 times. Compare that to 8 for North Harrison. The Lady Braves dished out 4 assists on 8 made shots. Harley Topi had 2 assists, while Belding and Miller each had 1. 7 assists on 9 made shots for the Lady Cats. Bree Beach, 3 assists led the way there. Lillian Burks had 2 assists, while Grace Goldman and Adele Emmons each had 1 assist for the Lady Cats. 26-20 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison leading Brownstown as we head to the third quarter. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Looking to update your floors? Denny's Carpet in Corden has been your local expert for over 35 years. From cozy carpets to durable hardwoods and stylish vinyl, they have it all and at prices you love. With top-notch customer service and affordable options, they make it easy to transform your space. Plus, enjoy special discounts on select flooring. Stop by or call 812-738-8466 off Highway 62 in Corden. Denny's Carpet, because they know quality and affordability matter.
Are tax season blues getting you down? Well, worry no more. Introducing Jiffy Tax Shack, your go-to destination for hassle-free tax filing. At Jiffy Tax Shack, they make tax filing a breeze. Experienced team of tax professionals can ensure you get every deduction you deserve. Fast, accurate, and affordable. That's the Jiffy Tax Shack promise. No more stressing over complicated forms and endless paperwork. Your refund is just a visit away. Jiffy Tax Shack in Tazewell, where taxes are made simple. Call 812-338-3258. Don't forget to ask if you qualify for the Earner Income Tax Credit.
Well, we start the third quarter quickly here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey. Brownstown on the road, black uniforms, gray letters and numbers. Numbers are trimmed in red with the gray and red trim on the jersey, while North Harrison in the home white uniforms, blue letters and numbers, and the blue and white trim on the jersey. A missed shot for Ayla Belding from the left side of the basket as Brownstown goes away from us here in the third quarter. Claire Brock got the offensive rebound, stuck it back up and in off the glass. And with that, the foul will be on Carly Chapman of North Harrison, her first of the night and the team's first of the third quarter. Brock's free throw spins out on her, and Goldman in position to get the rebound along the left baseline. 26-22. Goldman gets it to Burks in the middle of the floor against the press. Up the floor to Brown, into Beach, corner three left side. That one's long off the right side of the rim. Hunter Trueblood runs down the rebound below us for Brownstown Central. Up the floor now, here's Topi driving it right side, gets it down to the right block, throws up the shot off the side of the rim after it hit the glass, and Lillian Burks will draw her third foul of the night for North Harrison. That'll be the team's second of the quarter. And that'll be two shots for Harley Topi, who has 2 points so far. First free throw hits the front rim, hits the right side, and rolls off. 7:02 to go third quarter. Early on, the lead is down to 4 at 26-22 North Harrison. Second free throw for Topi. She goes 0 for 2. I would imagine that's a rare occurrence for her. And the rebound to the Lady Cats. Goldman up the right side around Topi, gets it down to the corner to Burke. She drives baseline, pitches it out left corner to Beach, throws a pass wide of Brown, and instead of saving it, Olivia just touches it in the backcourt. It'll be a turnover back to the Lady Braves. Bit of a sloppy start for the Lady Cats here early, but that press is kind of starting to put some
wearing on them,
squeeze on them there.
Yeah, it's starting to wear on them a little bit. They got to get their focus back.
6:47 to go here in the third. Lady Braves trail by 4 with possession. Inbound from Trueblood to Topi in the backcourt. Over to Belding on the left wing extended. Gets a screen, dribbles up top, goes to Miller on the right side, back to Belding. Straight away three is up, and she buries it. Ayla Belding left to the top of the key technically, gets that three to go down, and the lead has been sawed down to 1 now at 26-25 on the inbound. A foul on Brownstown, and the foul will be whistled on Claire Brock, I think. No, I think they say it's on Hunter Trueblood. That's only going to be her first, and that'll just be the second total foul on Brownstown so far tonight. The inbound will come from Burks, throws it to Olivia Brown on the right side of the court, and then over to Goldman. Goldman gives it up to Brown. Brown trying to break that press, throws it up the floor now to Chapman left side. Skip pass down to the right corner to Beach, up to the wing to Goldman, around to Brown left wing. Brown hands it to Burks behind her. Lillian takes it to the half-court circle, takes it all the way to the right side volleyball line, lobs it to Goldman left wing, into the corner to Beach for a three. Air ball underneath Chapman, offensive rebound, tries to get it out of there, and that pass was deflected out of bounds. The official apparently didn't see it, but it'll be Brownstown basketball down by a point with a chance to get the lead here at 5:59 to go. Third quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Topi will walk it across midcourt. Kicks it over to Trueblood, open three right corner. That one misses off the left side of the glass. Goldman comes down with the rebound. She was in the right place to get that. Drives it up the floor to Brown, left baseline. Tries to throw it to Chapman. Ball goes past her. Somehow, though, Burks comes to get it on the right wing. Around to Goldman, to Beach, down to the corner to Brown, and she hits the three from the left corner. Wow. 5 points for Olivia Brown. Lady Cats settling a little too much from the outside, and yet they're still up by 4 with 5:20 to go here in the third. They show trap. Trueblood open on the right wing. Beach coming out on that trap to Miller, down low to Brock. Chapman denies her, but Brock gets it below the free throw line, turns, puts up the shot from 10 feet, missed it right side of the rim as it bounced twice. Rebound down to Goldman. Grace up the floor now with it. Right side, skips it to Beach on the left wing, down to the corner to Brown. Brown takes it baseline, pulls up. Nice shot there from 12. And Olivia Brown knocks that 12-footer down for her 5th point of the quarter, her 7th of the night. That baseline can be effective against that zone on the backside. Here's Topi up the floor with it, over to Jada Miller, right wing extended, straight away to Brock, around to Topi on the left perimeter now. 31-25 North Harrison, 4:36 left third quarter. Inside, Brock got her shot blocked. Goldman had it. However, she had her foot on the baseline that time, and that'll keep it with the Lady Braves, but still a good defensive effort there. Adele Emmons is in, replacing Lillian Burks with those 3 fouls in the North Harrison lineup. Adele, of course, is a junior or a sophomore at 5'4". Inbound from Topi, throws it back to Belding. Beach able to knock it away, steal it, throws it up the floor to Emmons, and Adele going inside, draws a foul on Hunter Trueblood, who had to foul her on the right side of the lane. That'll be 2 on Trueblood now, 2nd of the quarter on Brownstown Central, and that'll send Adele Emmons to the line for 2 shots for North Harrison. Emmons will step up. The sophomore, who was 1 out of 2 for the season on free throws, has yet to score tonight. First one rolls off the front, the back rim, and then hit the front again before it fell in. 32-25 with 4:29 to go in the third. A little Plinko action on that one there. Second free throw right down the hatch, this one. Adele gets both free throws. The lead is back to 8. Somehow North Harrison just keeps hanging on to the lead against this Brownstown team.
They just keep pushing it from there. They're doing a good job shooting tonight. That's a big key.
Topi to Trueblood, down to the corner to Brock, who misses the 18-foot jumper. And as Brock grabs her own rebound above the left elbow, Bree Beach is going to be called for contact and a foul. She ran right into her there on that left side. That foul on Bree is going to be her 3rd now. Team's 3rd of the quarter on North Harrison. Carly Chapman is out. Paisley Book checks back in for North Harrison, the 5'10 junior. Inbound will come from Topi between the T and the H of North on the left baseline on the other end of the floor. Inside to Miller, goes into Book, throws up the shot, falling to the floor. Missed that one off the backboard. The rebound to Goldman. Up the floor now, Goldman down low to Brown, gets it to Book, and Paisley gets hit and draws a foul under the basket on the Lady Braves. Jada Miller is going to be called for the personal this time. That's going to be the first on Jada, and that will be 3 on the Lady Braves here in this third quarter with 4:02 to go. On the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, Charlie Garrison is back in, the 5'3 sophomore for the Lady Braves, replacing Hunter Trueblood in the lineup. Inbound to Goldman left wing, up to Brown, left to the top of the key, down low to Beach in the corner, to Goldman, and Grace kind of hopped. Then she threw the pass. Well, I can't do that. That's travel. Never go airborne unless you know where the ball's going. That's general rule of thumb. 33-25, just past the halfway point of the third quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. The Lady Cats up 8 on Brownstown Central. Now, they work it down low to Miller, out to the wing, Belding left side. Her 3 won't go, and then on the foul, or on the rebound, a foul will be whistled on Brownstown. Belding has made all the 3s for the Lady Braves tonight. She has made 3. And the Lady Braves as a team are 3 out of 13, so she's made 3 and missed 4, so she's 3 out of 7. The rest of the team is 0 for 6 from behind the arc tonight. Foul was on Claire Brock. That's her first, team's 4th of the quarter on Brownstown. Here's Brown with it in the front court, gets it down low to Book. She had it, and then she got hemmed in, gets it out to Goldman, left corner, lines up the 3. How about that for a tray? Grace Goldman has scored all of her points from the perimeter. The lead is 11 at 36-25. Timeout, Brandon Allman and Brownstown Central. 3:18 to go in the third quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison up 36-25. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
Hi, I'm Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser in New Albany. It's never too late to level up your life. Whether you're changing careers or finishing your education, Prosser Adult Education offers affordable classes to help you earn workforce readiness, improve your skills, or train for a high-demand job. Visit ProsserCareers.com or call us at 812-542-8508 to get started. Prosser Adult Education. Your future, your move.
Brownstown Central trailing North Harrison 36-25 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Lady Braves called timeout. Harley Topi with it in the front court to the right side. Over to Miller, left of the top of the key three, and she splashes that one in. Jada Miller gets on the board for the first time tonight with that three. The lead has been trimmed back to 36-28. Lady Cats in front. Emmons driving it up the floor. Charlie Garrison stole it from behind at the free throw line. Topi gets it, throws it down for a three, and misses that one from the right side at the left side of the rim. The Lady Cats got the rebound. I think Brown had it, and she got fouled as a result. And that should be 2 shots coming up. Lady Cats are in the bonus. Jada Miller just got her second personal foul. 5 in the quarter on the Lady Braves after having just 1 in the entire first half. It is going to be 2 shots here for Olivia Brown for the Lady Cats of North Harrison, who are up 36-28, 2:48 to go in the third quarter here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey. First one on the way for the junior. That one rimmed in and out on her. She'll have another opportunity here in a moment. Unofficially on the season, Olivia 68%, 23 out of 34. She has 7 points on the night, 5 in the quarter so far. Second free throw up, and Brown rattles that one in. 1 out of 2 for her, 8 points on the night. 37-28, 2:45 left here in the third on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. It's Topi walking it across the timeline, takes it right side. Adele Emmons lets her go by. Topi takes it all the way to the rim and lays it in.
Nice drive.
She just blew right by Adele, who was just flat-footed that time. No other way to put that. Goldman to Brown up the left side, throws it into the front court to Book along the sideline. Brownstown really aggressive with this press. The Lady Cats have adapted to it better here the last few trips. Emmons with it at half court over to Goldman at the volleyball line on the right. To Book at the free throw line. Paisley fakes, kicks it over to Beach left wing, up top to Emmons, around to Goldman right side, down to the corner to Brown for a three. That one hits the rim, and somehow it stayed up and it went down.
Down straight up and straight through the bottom of the net.
Brown having a great quarter with 9 points. She has 11 now on the night. The lead is 10, but Claire Brock answers for Brownstown, getting the basket underneath. I think Belding was the one who got it to her inside. That's 12 for Brock, and then a turnover. Lady Cats throw it away to Brock. She drives it into Goldman down to the left block, turns, gets it inside to Miller. Jada Miller's layup stays in the cylinder and goes in. Jada Miller from the left side of the basket gets that one for her 5th point, and the lead all of a sudden down to 6 with 1:33 to go in the third. Timeout North Harrison. 1:33 to go in the third on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Living with arthritis or an autoimmune condition can be tough, and at Harrison County Hospital, they're here to help, and they're excited to welcome Rachel Waite, APRN, the newest rheumatology specialist. Rachel takes the time to listen, create a treatment plan just for you, and give the support you need to feel your best. Ready to take the next step toward relief? Call her today at 812-734-3800 or learn more at hchin.org/rheumatology. Harrison County Hospital, celebrating 75 years of caring for our community.
Lady Braves have cut back the deficit again from 10 to 6 with 1:33 to go here in the third quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. It's 40-34. North Harrison leading the team that is tied for 12th in Class 2A. Brownstown Central, they entered this game with 16 wins on the season. That's now 10 years in a row. Brownstown has won 15 or more games in a season. They've done it every year under Brandon Allman. Every time the Lady Braves have made a push, though, the Lady Cats have been able to answer with a nice little run of their own, and they're going to have to continue that throughout the rest of the night.
Yeah, Brownstown will not go away. They're a good ball club.
Brown gets the inbound from Goldman. Grace races it up the floor to Chapman on the left wing in the front court. Back to Grace near the timeline, around to Emmons at half court, to Goldman on the left wing. Grace gives it back over to Adele Emmons, to Beach right side. She dribbles down to the wing, to Brown, who takes it baseline. The jumper is up, misses off the back of the rim. Jada Miller on the left baseline corrals the rebound for Brownstown. To Tope, who races it up the floor into the paint, kicks it to Belding left wing, back out to Tope, who comes to get it on the handoff. She drives it inside, and a late whistle. A foul is going to be called as Tope goes up for the teardrop there from about 8 feet away. Foul will be on North Harrison, and it will be on Olivia Brown. That'll be the first on the junior tonight, team's fourth of the quarter. Next foul puts Brownstown in the double bonus. Tope this time successful on her first free throw attempt. Got that one to bounce in off the back of the cylinder. Emmons is out for North Harrison. Lucy Flickner in for the first time here in the third quarter. Second free throw is good for Tope. She's got 6 on the night, 4 in the quarter now. Flickner at 5'4" and a sophomore back out there. Meanwhile, Hunter Trueblood going to give Harley Tope a rest on the bench for just a moment. Belding, Trueblood, Miller, Garrison, and Brock on the floor with less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. For the Lady Cats, Flickner, Brown, Goldman, Beach, and also Chapman as well. Flickner with it on the right side, gives it to Bree Beach between the circles, back to Lucy on the right wing. Lucy bounces it out now to Beach at the half-court circle, left side, volleyball line over to Goldman. To Beach, Goldman again, a little pitch and catch. She could go high post to Brown, but she missed her there for a moment. Beach gets it back, goes over right side to Flickner. Down to Brown in the corner, throws it high post to Chapman. It goes by her, and the turnover to Claire Brock, who races it up the floor now. Brock going to the right side of the lane, pulls up, got the shot to go, and somehow makes that basket and will go to the line for a three-point play. Pulled up from just outside that right block through contact, and that's going to be the fourth foul on Bree Beach of North Harrison. Team's fifth of the quarter with 19.9 seconds to go here in this third frame of play.
Brock and Tope have taken over for Brownstown. They're playing really well.
Brock buries the free throw, her 7th point of the quarter. She has now 15 points on the night. The lead has been reduced down to 1 at 40-39. As Brock was able to convert on the free throw, and then
turnover.
It was going to be a turnover, and then it ended up being one. Brock drives it, kicks it to Miller, and she buries a right wing three to give the Lady Braves their first lead since it was 2-0 early on. Heave for Goldman, three-quarter court is well short from the right side to close out the quarter, and Brownstown Central has scored 12 unanswered to take a 42-40 lead going into the fourth quarter here on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to coverage of North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Hi, this is John Bender. Cooler weather, it's on its way. The Department of Energy says a properly insulated home can save you up to 20% off your heating and cooling expense. So make sure your home is properly insulated this fall. The Owens Corning ProCat Loose-Fill insulation system makes it quick and affordable to properly insulate your home. You can do it yourself, or we can recommend a contractor to help you. Learn how easy you can add insulation with the ProCat insulation system by visiting us at Bender Lumber. Local people serving local needs for over 90 years.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Well, Brownstown was down 40-30 in the third quarter in the latter stages and just scored 12 unanswered behind Jada Miller, Harley Tope, and Claire Brock. So it's 42-40 in the fourth quarter. Brownstown in front. Second lead change of the night. First one since early on. And it'll be North Harrison basketball to start the fourth quarter here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Lady Cats come back onto the floor with Lillian Burks, Grace Goldman, Olivia Brown, as well as Lucy Flickner and Carly Chapman. Lady Cats working around the perimeter against that aggressive zone defense now for Brownstown. It's Burks with it below the timeline on the right. Takes it to the half-court circle. Burks now looking. Gives it over to Flickner on the right side. Flickner almost got it stolen. Charlie Garrison out there along with Hunter Trueblood as well as Jada Miller, Claire Brock, and a three for Goldman. Left corner, can't get that to go, but Flickner gets the weak side rebound. Down low to Chapman, turns, couldn't get that to go. Goldman gets the putback. She can't get it to go left side, goes up again, and this time will draw the foul on Brownstown Central. Second and third effort there for the Lady Cats, rather. It cost the Lady Braves. Harley Topi will pick up the foul. That's going to be her second, team's first of the quarter on Brownstown. Free throws for Grace. First one, Karam's off the back of the rim. Her first attempt of the night at the line. She'll have another shot coming up. Flickner is out. Bree Beach with those 4 fouls back into the contest now for North Harrison. Grace, 78% at the line this year. Second free throw, good. She goes 1 of 2, has 13 points now. First time she's scored something besides a 3. The lead is down to 42-41, 7:16 left in the fourth quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Topi with it front court. Top of the key to Trueblood. Hunter Trueblood dribbles, gives it to Topi, who dribbles to the baseline. Cut off, Burks does that, and a hooking foul is going to be called on Harley Topi of Brownstown. That'll also be a turnover. That'll be the third on Topi now, and the second on the Lady Braves here in the quarter quickly with 7:04 to go.
That was an unusual move, but she did hook her with the arm.
Meanwhile, update from Corydon and Crawford County over at Ron Ferguson Gymnasium. It's tied at 9 with 1:27 to go in the first quarter there. Burks driving to the basket left side, had to save it under the basket. Tried to go to Carly Chapman, but ball was a little wide of her, so a turnover back from the Lady Cats. Flickner will come back in, replacing Beach with those 4 fouls. Dakota Brooks, the head coach, trying to protect her with those fouls as best as he can right now. And the Lady Cats still trailing by a point. 6:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. Topi with it front court, bounces to Trueblood on the right wing. Hunter Trueblood straight away to Jada Miller. Left side now, it's Topi with it. Topi dribbles top of the key, gives it to Brock, drives in, lays it off the glass and in.
Pass.
Screen and roll action there to Brock, who has 17 points now. 44-41. And the Lady Cats, with Burks having it at half court, gives it to Goldman now, right at the top of the key. Goldman drives around Trueblood. Her team down by 3. Largest lead Brownstown has had tonight. Burks gets it right side at the volleyball line, over left side to Goldman. Grace fakes, drives it, kicks it to Burks on the right wing, down to the corner to Brown, left side for a 3. This one off the front of the rim. Goldman taps the rebound out to Burks. Gives it back over to Flickner on the right side, to Goldman on the left wing. She drives in. Grace gets a shot up. Missed that one badly off the left side of the glass from 8 feet. The rebound to Topi. Races it up the floor. Takes it down to the short corner right side. Inside to Brock. Layup in front of Flickner. Got that to go for her 19th point, and the lead is now 5 for Brownstown. 46-41, and then Burks throwing a pass that was deflected off of, I think, Charlie Garrison out of bounds. Trueblood will check out for Brownstown. Jada Miller in there along with Garrison as well as Topi and Claire Brock. Flickner is out for North Harrison. Bree Beach is back on the floor. Offense for defense. Inbound comes to Goldman, to Burks up the left sideline. It goes to Brown. She tried to go down low to Chapman on the right side, but Topi got in there to knock it out of bounds under the basket. It will stay with North Harrison with 5:34 to go in the fourth. Brownstown Central leading 46-41 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Burks inside to Chapman. Got sandwiched between defenders, and a foul is going to be whistled on the Lady Braves. That'll send Carly to the free throw line for 2 shots. She's already 1 out of 2 tonight. Third foul on Jada Miller. Team's third quickly here on Brownstown Central, with 5:33 to go in this fourth quarter. Carly going to try to reel this back to a 3-point deficit. First free throw rims off right to left. She's got 3 points already, now 1 out of 3 at the line tonight. Came in 52%, 16 out of 31 on the season. She can now, best she can do is cut it to a 4-point deficit. Free throw number 2 is up. That one's long off the back rim. Topi steps in the lane to grab the rebound for the Lady Braves. They scored 22 points in the third after scoring just 20 in the entire first half. Here is a pass to Garrison, wide open 3 left corner. Can't get that to go off the back rim. The rebound to Miller, though. Kicks it out to Belding. And then Belding got it to Topi, got it back, and takes it to the half-court circle. Coach Allman going to call timeout before a turnover. Belding almost carried it a couple of times. 5:11 to go, fourth quarter, 46-41. Brownstown Central leading North Harrison. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Morgan's Auto Salvage has been serving the community for many years and have been in the car business since 1984. Morgan's Auto Salvage has late model car, truck, and now carrying semi-truck parts. Can't find a part? With Nationwide Locator, you can find any part you need for your car, truck, or semi. Located on North State Road 37 in Paoli, Indiana. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Check out their Facebook page at Morgan's Auto Salvage. For questions, call 812-723-2121. Let Morgan's Auto Salvage experience go to work for you.
5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter of play here inside the Cougar Den on the campus of North Harrison High School in Ramsey, along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Lady Cats down by 5 to Brownstown after leading by as many as 11 early on. Harley Topi with it out of the timeout, right side. Gets a screen from Brock, throws it to her on the roll. Brock can't get to it, tried to save it left baseline, and it rolls out of bounds. North Harrison will get the possession back. A big turnover there for the Lady Braves.
That was the same play they ran a while ago, and it would have been effective if they just hadn't messed up that pass. They sure were going for the same deal.
Going to that screen and roll action. Up the floor, Burks breaking the press to Beach on the right side. Back to Lillian now, below the timeline on the right. Burks will circle it around to the left side. Ayla Belding comes out to guard her. Brown gets it right side, volleyball line, down to the wing to Beach, into the corner to Golden, spot up three. Can't get that to go, off the back of the rim. Charlie Garrison gathers the rebound for Brownstown. Tried to give it to Harley Topi from right to left side of the lane. Lillian Burks was trying to go for the steal. Instead, she draws the foul there. That'll be the fourth on Lillian now on fouls. Team's first of the quarter with 4:32 left. A good look there for Grace. She's missed now 3 in a row, though, from the outside. The Lady Cats are 10 out of 24 from behind the arc tonight. Brownstown 5 out of 17. That's what's kept the Lady Cats in front until here in the fourth quarter. Belding has it up top, goes to Brock right at the top of the key. The Belding, open three, left wing, splashed it. Ayla Belding, her 12th point of the night, all on threes. 49-41, 4:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lady Cats have fallen behind by 8. Burks with a three, and she hits that one. She gets the pass from Beach, I think, in that right corner. And Lillian's first points of the night cut the lead to 5. That was a massive shot for the Lady Cats.
Needed that one.
Their 11th tray of the night that they have made. Belding with it up top to Miller. Left elbow. Brown did not need to do that. She put her hand right on her wrist, and Jada Miller's going to go for 2 shots at the free throw line. She had 8 points in that third quarter after being held scoreless in the first half. That's 2 on Brown now. Team's second of the quarter on the Lady Cats. 2 free throws coming for Jada Miller. First free throw looks good. It is. That's 9 for Miller on the night. Brownstown has 2 in double figures. Those would be Claire Brock with 19 and Ayla Belding with 12. If Miller makes this free throw, she will join the other 2 in double figures. Second free throw is up. That one off the right side of the rim, and Goldman comes down with the rebound on the right side for the Lady Cats. Grace throws it to Bree Beach on the left side of the floor. Back to Goldman, takes one dribble, goes back to Beach, into the middle of the floor to Burks. Right side, gives it up to Chapman. Back up top to Goldman. Kicks it over to Burks right side as she almost fell down. Grace gets it back. Turnaround shot right elbow. Too strong back rim. Topi flies in to grab the rebound for Brownstown. Throws it up the floor to Belding. Somehow was able to keep her balance on the baseline. And a timeout from Brandon Allman on the Brownstown sideline. He's got 1 left. 3:16 to go fourth quarter, but his Lady Braves are up 50-44. on North Harrison. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crest Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
At First Harrison, the banking butler is more than just a banking app. It's who we are. It's a level of service we've delivered for more than 130 years. First Harrison is here to make it easy for local business owners with real estate loans, construction loans, SBA loans, lines of credit, treasury management, and merchant services. You will get competitive rates and fast local decisions. The banking butler, it's who we are. Keep it easy. Keep it local. First Harrison Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Real country, pure country. 96.9 WKLO, Hardinsburg, Corydon, Paoli.
3:16 left in the fourth quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. It is 50-44. Brownstown Central leading North Harrison. Claire Brock off the inbound top of the key down to Harley Topi, left corner out to Garrison. Her three will not go from the left corner. Chapman did a good job sealing off Brock for that rebound. And it'll be North Harrison basketball down by 6 with 3:07 to go. Inbound to Goldman in the backcourt. Over to Brown. Right side, throws it up the floor to Beach. Somehow stayed inbounds, threw it across, and Chapman going to get past Garrison. She knocked it away from her in the left corner. It's off of Charlie Garrison, out of bounds, but a huge break for the Lady Cats there.
Her foot was less than an inch from the sideline. It was very close.
She was tripping the
high
wire act there.
She got control of the ball.
Burks to Brown. She misses a 10-footer in the lane off the front rim. Rebound to Brownstown. Topi up the floor. Gives it to Garrison inside the arc right side. Charlie Garrison back out to Harley Topi to Ayla Belding left side. Gets it down low to Brock. And she goes up and draws a foul, even though it didn't look like Carly got her much. The swat down was what got her on the foul there. Foul on Chapman will be her third of the night. Team's third of the quarter. Update from Crawford County, where Corydon Central is up 14-13 on Crawford County with 4:38 to go in the second quarter there. The free throw rattles in for Claire Brock. She gets her 20th point of the night. She had 8 in the first half, scored 7 in that third quarter, and now has 5 in this quarter as she looks to make this an 8-point game again. She does. That one rattled in for her. She's got 21 now, 52-44. Brownstown's lead up to 8. 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth. Lady Cats running out of time and running out of options. Goldman up the right side into the front court. Into the trap between Belding and Topi. Circles it now all the way to the left side with Hunter Trueblood now switching on to her. Over to Burks at the half-court circle. To Beach on the right wing. To Brown. Chapman, short corner right side. Back up to the wing to Beach for a three. Got that one to go down. She hadn't scored in the half until that basket. It stayed down as it went inside the cylinder. 52-47. We're down to 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Big stop needed here for the Lady Cats. Miller gets it from Topi right wing straight away to Belding. To Topi now on the left wing. Lost it for a moment. Got it back over to Trueblood. Then to Brock on the right perimeter. Chapman playing way off of her. Up top to Miller. Miller drives around Beach with 4 fouls. Missed the layup. Rebound, though. Brock comes up. She pushed off of her. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Claire Brock to go with a turnover as well.
That one was obvious that time.
She flat out moved Carly, tried to get her out of the kitchen, as it were. And the foul on Brock will be her second. That'll be the team's fourth of the quarter as well with 1:39 to go. A break the Lady Cats needed big time. Chapman feeling the effects of that elbow. She got that right to the midsection. So Brock definitely didn't hold back on that. Chapman gets it into Brown, or Goldman to Brown, I should say. Olivia has it up the left side to Carly. Chapman got to get it out of that trap. Goes down to Lillian Burks in the left corner. Back out to Brown. Around right side to Beach. Bree just beyond the arc. Dribbles down toward the right baseline. Not needed there. Threw it right to Jada Miller, intended for Chapman along that short corner. Minute 16 left now. Brownstown Central up by 5 in possession. Topi with it to the front court to Brock below the volleyball line on the left side. A minute 7 left now. Brock drives by Chapman. Goes right side, lays it up, missed it off the glass. Chapman got fouled. No call, but did get the rebound. Should have been a foul on Miller. Burks drives it up the left side, kicks it to Brown. 3 left corner. Got it to go. And she was moving when she shot it. The lead's down to 2 now with 45 seconds to go in the fourth. Topi walks it across midcourt. High post to Miller at the right elbow. And a reach-in foul on Grace Goldman. Even though there wasn't a lot of contact there, but Grace will pick up the foul. Her second, team's fourth. So neither team has any fouls to give. Both have 4 in this fourth quarter. 40.7 seconds left, 52-50. The lead has been trimmed back to 2 for the Lady Braves. We are now where we started the quarter with Brownstown up by 2.
It's been a heck of a game. It's been a good one.
North Harrison was up by 11 at one point. Brownstown's been up by 8 here in the second half. Went on a 12-0 run to close out the third. Brock gets the inbound on the left side of the lane, hands it back to Harley Topi. Topi down low to a wide-open Jada Miller. She lays it in with 34 seconds to go off the right side of the glass. Boy, that was a breakdown there.
Yep.
Here's Goldman with it up the floor quickly. Kicks it into the right corner. Olivia Brown's 3. Short. Got her own rebound. Goes back up. 15-footer. Left that one short. Burks gets the rebound. Kicks it out. And Dakota Brooks, fortunately, gets a timeout before anything else could happen with 17 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. 54-50 is Lady Cats trailing by 4 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
17.2 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. 54-50 Brownstown Central. North Harrison calling timeout. Olivia Brown missed a 3 from the right corner, got her own rebound, tried to go back up with a 15-foot jumper that she left short. Lady Cats still have time, but they've got to score quickly here. Inbound will come right baseline from between the R and the I of Harrison. Goldman into Brown. Out to Burks on the wing. Lillian gets it down low to Chapman. She'll turn off the glass. Couldn't get it to go off the side rim. Rebound to Claire Brock. Lady Cats got a foul down to 6 seconds. Topi across the timeline to Trueblood. Skips it over to Miller, left wing, and they'll run out the clock before anything else can happen. Oh, man, what a heartbreaker for the Lady Cats tonight. They led for the majority of the game, but Brownstown led the entire fourth quarter when it mattered the most, and the Lady Braves come out of this with a victory tonight to close out the regular season, 54-50 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, as the Lady Braves knock off the Lady Cats of North Harrison. Brownstown gets to 17-6 on the season. With the victory, they will finish with a 5-2 record and a third-place finish in the Mid-Southern Conference after getting this win tonight as they head into sectional play Tuesday night. As for the Lady Cats, they will finish the regular season 5-16 and 2-5 in the Mid-Southern Conference. And the Lady Cats will finish no worse than 6th place in the conference after taking this loss here at home tonight. Well, we will head into our Davis Crushstone postgame show. On the other side of this break, we'll have final stats and analysis. We'll talk with North Harrison head coach Dakota Brooks as well. And we'll let you know about what's coming up next week for sectional play in Class 3A, Sectional 30 action at Charlestown Sports Arena. Again, the final tonight, 54-50, as Brownstown Central comes back to beat North Harrison. You're listening to coverage of North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crest Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Living with arthritis or an autoimmune condition can be tough, and at Harrison County Hospital, they're here to help, and they're excited to welcome Rachel Waite, APRN, the newest rheumatology specialist. Rachel takes the time to listen, create a treatment plan just for you, and give the support you need to feel your best. Ready to take the next step toward relief? Call her today at 812-734-3800 or learn more at hchin.org/rheumatology. Harrison County Hospital, celebrating 75 years of caring for our community.
Are you looking for top quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Chris Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Well, it's a tough way to end the regular season considering how well most of the first three quarters went tonight, especially the first 2.5 quarters of this game for the North Harrison Lady Cats. They had an 11-point lead at one part of this contest. You go back to the first quarter when the Lady Cats were in front 13-2 after trailing 2-0 early on. That was the only lead change in the game, but Brownstown never went away. Every time North Harrison would stretch the lead back to 8 or 10 points, the Lady Braves had an answer. They got it down to 6 by halftime. North Harrison was able to push the lead and able to maintain it, even though Brownstown cut it down to 1 at 26-25 at one point. But then the Lady Cats would respond with seven unanswered points to get a 33-25 lead there in that third quarter of play. But Brownstown, again, they would not go away, even though North Harrison got the lead to 10 at 40-30 in the third quarter. The Lady Braves closed the quarter behind Jada Miller, Claire Brock, and Harley Topi, going on a 12-0 run that ended up being the ultimate turning point in this matchup for this Brownstown Central girls basketball team tonight. The Lady Braves would outduel the Lady Cats on that 12-0 run at the end of the third, would go up 42-40 into the fourth, and North Harrison never led and never had another tie in this matchup. And even though Brownstown looked like they all but had it sealed up with a 6-point lead there late, actually made it an 8-point lead thanks to Claire Brock's free throws at 52-50. The Lady Cats did manage to trim that lead all the way down to 2 at 52-50 late. Had a breakdown defensively that left Jada Miller open on the right side of the basket. Within the final 30 seconds, the Lady Cats were not able to knock down another shot, and they fall tonight 54-50 at the hands of the Brownstown Central Lady Braves here on the Verst Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard inside the Cougar Den on the campus of North Harrison High School here in Ramsey tonight. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play story. We welcome you to our Davis Crush Stone postgame show this evening here on 96.9 WKLO, streaming online at WKLO 96.9 or 96.9.com, as well as on our YouTube channel, WKLO 96.9, and also on your Alexa. Just say, Alexa, listen to 96.9 WKLO. The North Harrison Lady Cats fall tonight 54-50 to Brownstown Central. The junior varsity team, believe it or not, they were down 13-2 early on against Brownstown in 2 quarters, but the good news for the JV was they were able to come back and ended the game on a 16-2 run, resulting in a victory for the junior varsity team in their last game for North Harrison tonight. The Lady Cats went on to win 18-15 over the Lady Braves. So nice job for Corey Love and his junior varsity girls getting the win to wrap up regular season play tonight, as the Lady Cats do at least get that one in the books tonight. Would have been nice for the varsity to get a win as well. They'll finish the regular season with a 5-16 record, including a 2-5 mark in MSC play. For Brownstown Central, they will improve to 17-6. They've won 15 or more games now, 10 straight seasons, even before Brandon Allman became the head coach of the Lady Braves. So you got to tip your hat to the Lady Braves for that. This program has been so consistently good over the years, whether it's been Brandon Allman now over the past 7 seasons, Carla Reekers before him, where that streak of 15 wins or more began. And then you go back before Coach Reekers took over, and she was in charge for 12 years at Brownstown. You go back before her to longtime head coach Paula Workman, and pretty much all Brownstown's done is win for the last 26 years plus in this program. They are one of the more consistent programs in Southern Indiana, and they will once again be one of the favorites in sectional play in Class 2A Sectional 45 at Harold Riggle Gymnasium in Austin next week. The Lady Braves are the defending sectional champions. They've won 6 consecutive sectional championships. They've won one every year Brandon Allman has been the head coach. They will have tough competition there in sectional play, though, as they'll have to deal with the likes of the host Austin as well as South Ripley. That'll be Brownstown's first game in tournament play coming up on Tuesday night over at Harold Riggle Gymnasium. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip-off for South Ripley and Brownstown Central. Lady Raiders are 15-7 on the season, and they have a game coming up tomorrow night. They'll be at home taking on their Ohio River Valley Conference rival from Jack Sendell to close out regular season play. If Brownstown is to win, they'll play Southwestern of Hanover in the first semifinal next Friday at Austin. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip there, and if they win that, good chance they'll be playing the Austin Lady Eagles for the championship next Saturday. As for North Harrison, they'll finish 5-16. Their last regular season game. They are not in action again till next Friday down at Charlestown in Class 3A Sectional 30. And there they will take on the winner between the Madison Lady Cubs and the Corydon Central Lady Panthers, who will play the second game on Tuesday night. Lady Cubs and Lady Panthers will have the coverage for you right here on 96.9 WKLO coming up on Tuesday evening from the Charlestown Sports Arena. Pregame will start around 7:20 or 7:25. Tip-off scheduled around 7:40 or 7:45 on Tuesday night as the Lady Panthers of Corydon Central take on the Madison Lady Cubs. Let's go through the final scoring and shooting tonight. We'll start with Brownstown Central. Claire Brock is the leading scorer tonight. She was dominant on the inside, especially in the second half of this game. Brock had 8 points in the first half, scored 7 in that third quarter, including a 3-point play the old-fashioned way to close out the quarter as part of that 12-0 run. Brock managed to score 6 points in the fourth quarter, a couple of baskets, and a pair of free throws. 21 points for Claire Brock, one of 3 double-figure scorers tonight, as she leads everybody in scoring for both teams tonight here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey. Ayla Belding had 12 points, all on threes, made a couple there in the second quarter of play, and then managed to knock down one in the third, and then a big one there in the fourth quarter that extended Brownstown's lead. Belding had 12 on the night for the Lady Braves. Jada Miller scored 11, all in the second half. She had 8 of her 11 in that third quarter. She actually knocked down a couple of threes in that third quarter and then made 1 of 2 free throws in the fourth to go with another basket for 2. So Miller had 11 for the Lady Braves tonight. Harley Topi scored 6 on the night for the Lady Braves. She had 2 in the first quarter, didn't score again till the third when she got a basket for 2 on a drive and then a pair of free throws after missing 2 earlier in the quarter. So Topi ends up with 6 on the night. Meanwhile, 2 points apiece for Hunter Trueblood and Brinley Baker. Trueblood got the first 2 of the night for the Lady Braves way back in the first quarter, and Baker with a 2 there in the second quarter. Both of them round out the scoring. Charlie Garrison was the only other Lady Brave who saw time tonight, but she did not score. They thought maybe Haley Hobson would get a chance to get some time out on the floor tonight. She's been dealing with an ankle injury, but Hobson did not get a chance to play tonight. They'll try to save her for sectional play starting on Tuesday night. As for the shooting tonight, the Lady Braves were 8 of 22 in the first 2 quarters of play. They went 12 out of 24 in the last 2 quarters of this matchup. End up shooting 20 out of 46 on the night, a pretty solid 43% from the field. They were 2 out of 10 from behind the arc in the first half. They made 3 trays on 6 attempts in that third quarter, went 1 out of 3 in the fourth. In total, they shoot 6 out of 18 tonight. Actually, that needs to be corrected. They were 6 out of 19 on the night, good for 32% from behind the arc. Belding made 4 of the 6 threes tonight to lead the Braves in that category, while Jada Miller had the other 2. Free throws were not great, but the Lady Braves were able to cobble together a pretty solid percentage. They were 2 out of 2 in the first half. They made 6 out of 10 over the final 2 quarters and end up 8 out of 12 from the stripe tonight, good for 67%. For the North Harrison Lady Cats, 3 in double figures for them as well. Bree Beach ends up leading the way in scoring tonight. She had 15 points for this North Harrison team in this contest, all on threes, had 12 of those points in the first half. Did make a 3 there in the fourth to keep the Lady Cats alive. Bree ends up with 15 points. One of her best scoring performances of the season, no doubt. Olivia Brown had 14 points for North Harrison. She had 2 in the first half. She managed to score 9 in that third quarter, a pair of threes, 1 out of 2 at the free throw line with a basket for 2, and then Brown made a triple there in the fourth on the move to cut the lead to 2 at 52-50 late. That kept the Lady Cats in contention. So Brown had 14 points. Meantime, Grace Goldman, 13 for her on the night, 9 in the first half. She buried a 3 in the third quarter and only made 1 out of 2 free throws in the fourth. Grace ends up with 13 on the night for North Harrison. Lillian Burks and Carly Chapman each scored 3 points apiece in their final game here on this court tonight. Carly had all 3 of her points in the first half, a 2 in the first, 1 out of 2 at the line in the second quarter. And then Burks with a massive 3-pointer there in that fourth quarter, 3 points for her. Adele Emmons stepped to the line in the third quarter, knocked down 2 free throws. She finishes her night with 2 points. Lucy Flickner and Paisley Book both got some good minutes off the bench tonight. Neither of them scored for the Lady Cats. North Harrison just went cold at the wrong time from the floor. They were 9 of 23 in the first 2 quarters of play. They end up 4 out of 8 in the third quarter, but then they fell to 3 out of 14 in the fourth quarter, including an untimely 0 for 7 from inside the arc in that fourth quarter of play. So the Lady Cats shoot 7 of 22 over the final 2 quarters, end up 16 out of 45 for 36% tonight. As far as three-point shooting, the Lady Cats were 7 of 15 in the first half and actually shot 6 out of 13 over the final 2 quarters. So they shot really well from beyond the arc, 13 out of 28. But combine that with 3 out of 17 inside the arc, makes for a very tough night for North Harrison. 13 of 28 from beyond the arc, though, for 46%. And unfortunately, free throws were not going in late. 3 out of 4 in the third quarter, 1 out of 4 in the fourth. After the Lady Cats went 1 of 2 in the first 2 quarters, the Lady Cats end up 5 out of 10 from the free throw line for 50%. It was 13-8 North Harrison at the end of the first quarter. They outscored Brownstown 13-12 in the second and led 26-20 going into halftime. Brownstown went on that 12-0 run to close out the third quarter. They ended up outscoring North Harrison 22-14 in that third quarter to take the 42-40 lead into the fourth. They would never give the lead up again the rest of the night, outscoring the Lady Cats 12-10 in that fourth quarter to win it 54-50 here on the road tonight as the Lady Braves get the conference victory to get their 17th win of the season. Third quarter just getting started over at Ron Ferguson Gymnasium over in Marengo. Corydon Central trails Crawford County 20-18. Lady Panthers starting with the possession to start the third quarter there as the Lady Panthers look to go into sectional play with a big victory on the road. However, Emery Stroud just stole it for Crawford County and missed a layup on the other end going coast to coast. So the Lady Panthers trying to get a win there. And it will not be their last regular season game, though if they do win this one tonight, it will guarantee that they will finish with a winning record as the Lady Panthers are 11-9 going into that matchup tonight. Crawford County already guaranteed a winning season themselves. The Lady Pack are 14-7 coming into that matchup. The Lady Panthers, by the way, home tomorrow night. They will take on Floyd Central. It will be senior night down at the Panther Dome in Corydon. So it'll be the last time they get a chance to play on their home court this season as well. Taking a look at the rebounds, turnovers, and assists tonight, North Harrison ends up winning the rebounding 24-22 over the Lady Braves tonight. The Lady Braves had 8 offensive rebounds among that total of 22. Claire Brock was the leader on the boards tonight. She had 6 rebounds, 4 of which came on the offensive end. Harley Topi and Jada Miller both had 4 rebounds tonight. Miller had 1 offensive rebound. Topi's were all defensive boards. Charlie Garrison, 3 rebounds, 2 on the offensive end. 2 rebounds for Brindley Baker and Hunter Trueblood. Baker had 1 offensive rebound as well. And Ayla Belding with 1 rebound on the defensive end tonight as well. We'll take one quick break here. Come back, talk with Dakota Brooks here in our post-game coverage. You're listening to coverage of North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Well, tough loss for the Lady Cats tonight to close out the regular season, 54-50 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Head coach Dakota Brooks with us now as the Lady Cats fall short tonight, but man, Dakota, you all had control of this game pretty much the first 2.5 quarters or so. They're late in the third. They made that 12-0 run and got the lead, never gave it up, but your girls continued to come back just like Brownstown was doing throughout the course of the night against you all on your side.
Yeah, I mean, we shot really well there in the first half. We told our girls that, they were going to play that zone and just come out and be ready to shoot. And, obviously, it's always nice when the ball's going in the basket there. But we talked about there at the halftime. We said, they're going to make a run, and we just have to handle it and finish the game out. It was a tough run there that they made, but I thought our girls handled it. They kept fighting there to the very end, and that's a tough basketball team. I thought Lillian Burks did a spectacular job with their guard. She's done a great job all year. We've asked a ton out of her. Being a senior, she's battled some injuries all of her career and a little bit this year. But couldn't be more proud of her. I always joke with her, if they give an all-conference defensive player of the year, she'd be right there in the run. So really proud of her. And as of late, she's kind of stepped up and hit some big threes for us. So really, really proud of her and her leadership that she's brought to the team. And Grace did a good job there of kind of handling the basketball at times, and we just have to kind of finish that, like you said, that 12-0 run hurt us, but we just got to put 4 quarters together and finish that ball game, but I think we'll be all right.
Well, you talked about limiting Harley Topi there in pregame, and obviously she's kind of the one that makes them go, especially with Sophie Wishmeyer out of the lineup, but Claire Brock really stepped up big for them, and Miller, so it just got to be tough because their veterans really started to make plays and got to put your girls on their heels there a little bit. They're especially late in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like you said, veterans. I mean, they're experienced. They've been in those close games and they've handled adversity. I don't know how many of those girls played on that state finals team, but like you said, a lot of those girls have won a sectional every year in high school. Like I said before the game there, Coach Allman does a great job, and respect the heck out of him. And we got a lot of good coaches here in the Mid-Southern Conference. Those girls were ready, and like I said, we played a really good first half. But hats off to our girls for sticking to the game plan and executing. And I've been saying it, I think, every interview, and I tell the girls all the time, like, we want to be playing our best basketball at the end of February. Well, here we are. We're definitely not the same team that we were back in November. So.
Well, and I thought you guys did a good job with your spacing against that zone most of the night. Got really good looks there. Got Bree open shots on the wing there. Olivia got open in the corner as well. And most of the night, they were able to knock down those shots and keep you all in the lead throughout most of the night there.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said before, we told our girls, even all the way down to Lillian, hey, if you have an open shot, take it. And they did a good job of being ready and moving the basketball. I thought our ball movement really good there in the first half. Kind of slowed down there in the second, but thought it. We talked about it there in the third quarter after that little run they made, and they made a good adjustment. And I think we handled their press pretty well there at times. And once we settled down a little bit, so it was good ball movement. Hopefully we can bring that next week against potential opponent on Friday. I know Madison might play a little zone, and I know Corden plays a lot of zone, so hopefully we can take that to next week.
Well, I thought considering how physical Brownstown is, you all competed well against them on the glass as well and did a good job getting some offensive rebounds, and that was Carly and Grace who were leading you there, but you also had some contributions from your guards on the boards too.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, Brownstown obviously being a veteran experienced team. They're tough. They don't win the way they have this year and in years past, from not being tough. And we talked about before the game, at halftime, and just kind of meeting them where they were. And I thought our girls did a great job. Like I said, we're definitely not the same team that we were at the beginning of the season. Our girls are getting tougher, a little bit more confident, and kind of trusting each other. You mentioned rebounds there. I thought big standout rebound to me right off the bench. Our sophomore guard, Lucy Flickner, came in. She's not the biggest. She's not the toughest. She's just scrappy, and she plays as hard as she can. And she came in right off the bench and right away made a big impact there by getting a big offensive rebound. I think threw it inside to Carly and on the free throw line. So, kudos to our bench players. I know Paisley came in and gave us some really good minutes and did a ton of good stuff. So very proud of her. She's definitely grown throughout the season and become more confident in her role. So really excited to see what we can do next week.
Well, you all were down 8 there with about 2 minutes to go, and it looked like Brownstown pretty well had it sealed up. And then Lillian makes that big three. You alluded to that. And then Olivia made a huge shot to cut it to 2. So with about 20 seconds to go, you all were right back there in contention and still had a chance. Unfortunately, Jada Miller slipped open on the back end there underneath the basket and got that last layup. But still, your girls continued to compete and had some good looks there late that just didn't go in.
Yeah, I mean, and I said this before the game, tonight's game and our last couple of games, they've been really good competition for us to prepare for those moments in the sectional. Next week, it might come down to a 2-point game in the next 20 seconds left. And, now we've experienced that. We're a little bit more aware of the things that we need to do and don't need to do. So now they have that experience under their belt, and hopefully we can take that to next week and execute. And hopefully come out on the other side of the winning column there.
Well, on the upside, you get the bye, you get a little bit of a chance to kind of rest and also just kind of go over some things that you need to work on for next week. Because either way, it's going to be a tough matchup, whether it's Madison or Corydon Central there. But you kind of get a chance to kind of sit back Tuesday night, take in the atmosphere, and kind of get a feel for what it's going to be like when you all take the floor on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to take the team up. I know Coach T, she does a great job. And real quick, Our coaching staff has done a phenomenal job all year. Couldn't be more happy with them, and they've stuck with us, and I really appreciate all the things that they do. There's a ton behind the scenes that I couldn't do it without them. So thank you to them. I don't know if they're listening, but hopefully somebody will tell them. But I tell them all the time. So Coach T, she's done a good job all year. She's kind of all the logistical things that she reminds me of and keeps me on track. But we're going to take the team up on Tuesday and watch those games and hopefully kind of get settled into that environment. Some of our girls have never even been on the floor, let alone sit on a bench of a sectional game, and we got a lot of young kids and just kind of settle them in and get them comfortable with that environment. And I told them there at the end of the locker room, sectional basketball, everyone's 0-0, so wins, losses don't matter. So why not us? So.
Yeah, absolutely. So next Friday night, second semifinal, North Harrison will take on either Madison or Corydon Central in that particular matchup, and we'll be there for it next Friday in the sectional 30 semifinals down at Charlestown. Well, tough loss, Dakota, for the girls tonight, but a great effort all the way around from everybody out there. So look forward to seeing you all next week as you begin your sectional journey on Friday night.
All right, thanks, David. We appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Dakota. Appreciate that. Dakota Brooks, kind enough to join us here at our Davis Crushstone postgame show. The Lady Cats come up short tonight, 54-50 to Brownstown Central on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. On the bright side, the JV does come back to win 18-15 in 2 quarters. So good job by Corey Love and his girls to close out the JV season on a high note there. And those girls, of course, will be huge in helping the varsity girls prepare for sectional next week. Again, the Lady Cats will play in the second semifinal on Friday. Game 1 will be at 6 o'clock between the Scottsburg Silver Creek winner or Charlestown. And then the Lady Cats will take the floor either against Madison or Corydon Central in that second semifinal around 7:45. We'll be there Tuesday with the Lady Panthers as they will take on Madison in that opening round game 7:45 tip-off, thereabouts, maybe 7:40 at earliest. We'll be on about 20 minutes before tip-off on Tuesday night down at the Charlestown Sports Arena. Mentioned North Harrison won the rebounding tonight, 24-22. Let's go over Brownstown's final rebounding numbers tonight. Claire Brock, 6 rebounds, 4 offensive to lead Brownstown in that category to go with her game-high 21 points as well. Meantime, Harley Topi and Jada Miller both had 4 rebounds tonight. Miller grabbed 1 offensive rebound. Charlie Garrison coming off the bench, 3 rebounds, 2 offensive. Hunter Trueblood and Brinley Baker, 2 rebounds apiece for them. Baker getting the 1 offensive rebound, and then Ayla Belding with 1 rebound tonight for the Lady Braves. 22 total rebounds, 8 offensive. For North Harrison, 24 rebounds, 12 offensive. Both teams had 16 turnovers tonight. The Lady Braves had 11 in the first half, 5 in the second half for that total of 16. And as for North Harrison, 8 turnovers in each half. They finished with 16 turnovers tonight as well. The Lady Braves dished out 12 assists on 20 made baskets. Harley Topi, no surprise there, led the way in that category with 7 tonight. Ayla Belding and Claire Brock each had 2 assists, and Jada Miller with 1 assist tonight for the Lady Braves as well. Lady Cats did have 13 assists on 16 made shots tonight. Bree Beach, not only the leading scorer, but the leader in the helpers tonight, had 6 assists to lead the Lady Cats there. Lillian Burks and Grace Goldman had 2 apiece. Carly Chapman, Adele Emmons, and Paisley Book, all with 1 assist apiece tonight for the Lady Cats. In this loss, 2 lead changes and 1 tie. The Lady Cats had the first lead change back in the first quarter after being down 2-0 early, scored 13 unanswered to get the lead that they would hold all the way till the end of the third quarter, and 1 tie that occurred early in the contest at 2 apiece. So the Lady Cats fall tonight, but have a little bit of time to recuperate before sectional. Quick update on the Lady Panthers of Corydon Central. They're playing over at Crawford County tonight inside Ron Ferguson Gymnasium. With 1:55 left in the third quarter, it is the Lady Panthers leading Crawford County, I should say, 30-27. Crawford County just getting a basket on the inside to trim that lead down to 3. Lady Panthers had just taken a 6-point lead, so Crawford County getting themselves back into the contest with that basket there as the Lady Panthers wrap up the regular season as far as the road goes. They will be back home tomorrow night to take on Floyd Central in a makeup game from last Saturday. So it'll be the Lady Highlanders and the Lady Panthers to close out regular season play there. Meantime, we've got sectional coverage coming up next week right here on 96.9 WKLO Tuesday night from the Charlestown Sports Arena. And that is where the Lady Panthers will be taking on the Madison Lady Cubs. That game will be at 7:45 thereabouts, with the first game between Scottsburg and Silver Creek at 6. And I've kind of hesitate to say this, but I will. Silver Creek's heavily favored to win that matchup. It would not be shocking if there ends up being a running clock, so we may get on a little earlier than expected, maybe as early as 7:15, we'll say, as the possible earliest time for our pregame coverage, but we'll be on somewhere between there and 7:25 on Tuesday night in Game 2 as Madison takes on Corydon Central. The Lady Panthers have already encountered the Lady Cubs. They played each other not that long ago, actually, just a couple of weeks ago on January 17th. Madison ran away with that game in the third quarter, went on to win 64-40. As Juliana Davis had 37 points to lead the Lady Cubs in that matchup. So that's what the Lady Panthers are facing on Tuesday night in Game 2 at the Charlestown Sports Arena. We will be there on the coverage right here on 96.9 WKLO as we will bring you coverage of the 51st IHSAA Girls Basketball State Tournament. And, of course, you can listen to the broadcast on 96.9 WKLO as well as online at WKLO96.9. on our YouTube channel, WKLO 96.9, as well as on your Alexa. We got boys basketball tomorrow night as well here on 96.9 WKLO. North Harrison boys will be here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey, and they'll take on the West Washington Senators. It'll be homecoming night for the Cougars. JV at 6, varsity around 7:30, and our Davis Crushstone pregame show will start around 7:15, maybe 7:20 tomorrow night here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey as the North Harrison Cougars get ready for the Ron Smith rivalry against the West Washington Senators, a Senator team that comes in with 12-3 record on the season, while the Cougars will come into this matchup, I think, with a 6-8 record on the season here. Take a look at that real quick before we close up shop for the night here real fast. North Harrison, 6-8 on the season. They'll come in with that record, having won 2 of their last 3, while the Senators are 12-3 and winners of 6 in a row coming into this matchup tomorrow evening. So as we close up shop for the night, we'd like to thank all of our great sponsors, Harrison County Hospital, Denny's Carpet, and Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services in Corydon. We also want to thank as well Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany, Jiffy Tax Shack, as well as First Harrison Bank, Bender Lumber, Morgan's Auto Salvage in Paoli, and Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. Jiffy Tax Shack, by the way, located in Tazewell. Most of all, thanks to you for listening to our North Harrison girls basketball broadcast this evening. Again, the final score on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, the Lady Cats fall to Brownstown Central 54-50. The JV game in 2 quarters, however, does go to the Lady Cats 18-15. We thank you for listening to our broadcast and for tuning into our postgame coverage presented by Davis Crushed Stone, located at 8605 Big John Road in DePaul. For all of your crushed stone, lime, and aggregate needs, call Davis Crushed Stone at 812-347-2707. For our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton saying have a great evening here at the Cougar Den in Ramsey. Again, we'll be back with boys basketball coverage tomorrow night. West Washington will be here to take on the Cougars, 6 o'clock for the JV, varsity around 7:30 with our Davis Crushed Stone pregame to start around 7:15 tomorrow. We thank you for tuning into our broadcast tonight as well. And we also kind of lost track of where I was there for a moment. Hang on a second. So as we remind you on the way out, as always, keep your heads held high, love each other, be a light in your community, and may God bless America. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. You've been listening to coverage of North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
This broadcast on Real Country 96.9 WKLO has been made possible by our incredible community sponsors: Davis Crushed Stone, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Denny's Carpet, First Harrison Bank, Morgan's Auto Salvage, Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services, Prosser Career Education Center. Thanks for supporting local athletes, local schools, and local radio. This has been Real Country 96.9 WKLO, keeping